Good Thursday, world. We alive, and welcome to another episode of Band Dog Talk with the Dog. God, and let me take a deep breath. Let me take a deep breath. Man, big salute to each and every one of you that showed up for the classroom tonight. And of course, salute to all the usual suspects. We got Duro Ricio, Big Duro, man, my assistant head coach. You know what I mean? Hey, Duro, you officially got the assistant head coach. Duro, you know what I mean? Appreciate your support, man. Appreciate your leadership, your initiative as a dog man. I'm sure all of us who know you and respect you appreciate that, Duro, man. So big salute to you, Duro Ricio, pole position. Young, ready, red, man. Hey, if y'all don't know, the coach is always paying attention, man. Like I always tell y'all, I'm very busy, you know, um, but I'm always paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So, young, ready, my prayers are with you, as far as the losses and stuff like that. And, just keep standing strong, my boy. You know what I mean? Keep standing strong, and congratulations to your new addition, man. I know you're going to treat him right and develop that boy the way he's supposed to, man. So, my love and my condolences are with you and your family, young Reddy. Much love and respect to you, man. CDC, I see you. The coach be paying attention. CDC all the time. That's what coaches do. They pay attention, and yeah, man, keep campaigning, keep pushing your wave on your channels, different platforms, and any way that I can assist. You already know as far as being content. You already know I'm here for you, Big Ja. So much love and respect to you, man. Cooper. Much love and respect to you, Cooper. I mean, thank you for showing up, man. And hopefully you paying attention in class and you taking notes so that when you ready to become a top tier dog man and you know build your program or get your dogs, whatever your vision is as a dog man, you'll be able to achieve that. So man, I appreciate your support, Coop. See who else we got up here. Nell Macca. Hey man, like I say, coach is always paying attention. I'm just a very busy man. So like I say, even when you think coach ain't there, I make sure I pop in. And that show that y'all had on Duro's channel was an amazing show. And your feedback that you was giving, Nell, I was paying attention, and you made some great points, brother. So whatever influence you have upon the dog man community like us, man, keep doing what you're doing, bro. You definitely got experience and you definitely got knowledge, man. So I appreciate you representing in the chat and representing as a dog man, a working dog man to be exact. So salute, Nell Mac. Who else do we got? No, I just saw Blue Line. I saw Blue Line in the building. Salute to your family. You know what I mean? Keep doing what you're doing over there with your program. Hopefully Jaws will add, additional DNA to the DNA that you already have, which I know you plan to cook up with them real well. So I mean, I don't have no doubts about that. But man, big salute to you, Bill. Much love and respect. Let's see, make sure I get everybody before I get a caveman. Caveman. What's good with you, caveman? Hey, ever since you came, caveman, ever since you came, and of course you participated in the chat. Um, just a quick segue, or excuse me, segment. I'm sorry. You were on Joe's channel, and salute to Joe. NWA Connie Corso, man, go check him out. Go follow him. He has some good content. But you was over there with a schoolboy, and you mentioned something about something that have to do with the pioneer, Dogman type thing. I think you had a I don't know if it was one of your dog recipes, pioneer. It had a pioneer in it, and you mentioned, the coach. So that means you watched. I think you watched my segment that I had with Joe, man, and I heard you mention coach in there, man. So okay, man. I mean, like I said, I'm always paying attention, man. So, salute to you on, give me a low key shout out. Maybe you didn't do it directly, but for me who's listening, I appreciate the fact that you did watch that segment when I was talking about the Pioneer Dog Man, which tied into what you were doing with your dogs or one of your dog types. And then also you coming in and talking knowledge as far as a dog man that's in the field with it, doing these dogs, really cooking with dogs, really understanding what you're talking about, not just talking about dogs. And those of us who talk, it is what it is. But those of us who talk after they do, that's the vibe I got from you when I let you come up on the panel and you share what you shared with us, man. It was like, okay, yeah, this is a gentleman that I would love to have on the panel because of his experience and his knowledge. And that's what we need in this classroom. We need experience and knowledge, and we need people who want to learn and want to apply what they learn. So, K man, you always welcome on my platform, brother. Just know that. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you, K man. Let's maybe make sure that I don't skip anybody. Tone. Big salute to you, family. Big salute to you, Tony. Yeah, man. Okay. Man, it seems like everybody has a live going on tonight. And one thing about us, we the classroom. So you know how many people want to skip class. You're not going to get entertainment from the coach. You got entertainment one time, right, Duro? Coach entertained you guys one time, and oh boy, coach really laid it down. The hecklers really got smashed. But at the same time, we're not about entertainment over here. This is a classroom, functional focused kennels, man. Big salute to you, man. I see you over there cooking. Good luck to what you are cooking. I hope the DNA I blessed you with really takes your program to the next level of levels. And, that's my gift to you. You know what I'm saying? And, um, definitely respect what you're trying to do as a dog man. And I hope everything works out as planned, brother. So much love and respect, functional focused. That's right. So before we get into my week, you already know what we do. You know what I'm saying? We get prepared for that. And those of you who aren't prepared, well, let the dog god, aka the coach, get you prepared for how we get prepared for the classroom. So for those of you who like the herbal sensations, go ahead and get your herbal sensations. Get that shit out your zip, out your aether, whatever you like. You know what I mean? Pick it off off the branch, whatever you do. Get that shit ready to go, man. Roll that shit up in your backwood, your Swisher Sweets, your paper planes. Put it in your bongs, your pipes. You know what I mean? Get your edibles on, get your chew on, your swallow on. Man, if you don't like to eat it and fucking smoke it, go ahead and get your lotion on. Put that lotion on, edible lotion, whatever you like. Man, get that shit ready to go. If you like your brewski like Duro Ricio, you like his brewski, man, make sure it's cold, though. We don't want no hot brewski. Man, get your Bud Light, your Coors Light, your Coors, your IPOs, all your shit, your Heinekens, all that stuff that you like. You know what I mean? As far as cold brewskis, go ahead and get that ready to go. Go ahead and crack that shit open. And if you like your shots, your Jose Cuervo, your Hennessy, whatever it might be, you know what I mean? Man, get them shots ready to go. Man, get them shots ready to go. And if you like the coach, life is hard enough, but the coach like to keep it simple, man. The coach follow the KISS method. To keep it simple, stupid, because life is so hard. I just stick to one thing, and that's my vodka lemonade. Hey, cheers to all y'all, all my brothers, all my dog brothers, dog sisters. If y'all listening in the back or in the front, whatever you might be later on. Cheers to you guys. I love y'all. Thank you for showing up for the classroom. And thank you for always wanting to learn to better these dogs. What I mean, better our programs and being the super brain when it comes to high performance working dogs. So cheers to you guys. Cheers. Boy, ooh, damn it, man. I need that, man. Sheesh, I need that. So, like I always let y'all, into my life as a dog, man. It's always work. And I always tell y'all 3 times the work, 3 times meaning rooted in it. Rooted, right? 3 root number. 3, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, 1, 2, 3, pyramid, 3. I mean, so it's so symbolic when the coach says 3, yeah. But this week it's been raining, cold. Springtime is here. You know, Wildlife is being triggered and growing, and as I'm seeing that, I'm not looking forward to the maintenance of my 6.5 acres. And I live in the woods, and I live on a mountain in the woods, and a lot of trees where I live, and I cleared out areas to use. Cost a lot of money to do it, but I did it. God is good. But it always seems that when trees decide to fall, they fall on things that cost me money. Oh, they always fall on things that cost me money. So this week, being that I'm used to this now, me and my property have been married, right? When you buy something, that's yours, that's, it's like your wife. I didn't buy my wife, God bless me with my wife, but my wife is mine, and my property I bought, it's mine. It's like my wife. So my marriage to my property, I learned my property over the years that I've owned her. She's a beautiful piece of property too, man. Beautiful piece of property. She's a high maintenance bitch though. Very high maintenance. That bitch is. So anyway, you kind of learn over time your property, and then you learn the wildlife, right? The snakes, the squirrels, bears, coyotes, mountain lions, bobcats, all the things. You learn it. You become intimate with all of it. So the trees, I've learned. I've learned that when trees look healthy, you don't necessarily know what's going on the inside of a tree. So being that I know this, I've learned by thinking trees were healthy and they break, and thinking that the ground is solid because I live on clay and gold and copper. You know what I mean? Like where I live at, they used to they call it gold country where I live at, because they was slutting the land out for gold out here where I lived at. Where I live. You know what I'm saying? There's probably gold in my creek. But anyway, a lot of minerals and stuff in my land. So you would think that the ground is hard, and it is pretty hard. Like you ain't taking a shovel to this motherfucker. You got to get you a backhoe. But anyway, this week I noticed one of my trees fell down, and it fell down on one of my fences. Of course. But see, because I'm so hip to this stuff, and I know my property, I know my landscape, I know my plants, I know my trees. I looked at this tree a couple weeks back, probably like 3 weeks back, and it was already at an angle because I live on a hill, and trees grow on all kind of angles when you live on a hill slash mountain, right? It can grow upward, it can grow at a slight angle, all kind of stuff. So this is a thick ass tree, big tree, and it was at an angle how it grew. And so a couple weeks back, I was looking at the tree, right? I'm like, damn it, like damn it. If a tree was gonna fall, it was gonna be now. This tree is a healthy tree now. I said, if there was a tree that was gonna fall based off of your angulation, and you've been here for probably at least 100 years, longer than I've been on the planet. and you've been angled at this angle for at least 100 years. So I mean, shit. But I looked at it because I'm hip to my landscape. I'm married to my property. I'm learning my bitch, which is my 6.5 acre parcel on this mountain, and I'm learning all the life on it too. By the way, which is this tree. So 2 weeks ago, I looked at this tree. I was like, I don't like how you hanging. I don't like that angle that you on. And then not only that, why are you angled in a direction where if you were to fall down, whether it be from the root or from breaking from the trunk, that you were going to fall on my fence? Like I seen it and it triggered me to make this comment to myself. Now I'm talking to myself. I talk to myself a lot. I mean, not schizophrenic, y'all. I'm not crazy. I mean, when you're out there working with dogs by yourself, one man band by yourself, you got to talk to somebody, right? So I talk to myself when I'm out there in the field, right? Because most people don't want to put in the work, and I get it. It's a lot of work, but I put in the work, and I talk to myself. So I'm talking to myself about this tree, and then I'm talking to the tree about like, tree, you're gonna fall on my fence, huh? Like I said that to the tree, like, you're gonna fall on my fence. Now there was nothing that was telling me that other than the angle of how this tree's been leaning for probably hundreds of, 100+ years. This is a thick ass, big ass tree. Why this week? Oh my goodness. Why did this week? All right. Probably around 5:30, 6 a.m. Fourth tier, where this tree resides, I hear dogs barking. And being that I know the vocabulary of my dogs, the frequency of my dogs, I know why they're barking. It's a disturbance. So, not knowing what disturbance, I knew it was a disturbance. I knew it wasn't the deer because they're not harassing my dogs yet. They're going to be harassing my dogs soon, though, by the way, because it's springtime. But knew it wasn't the deer. The coyote don't fuck around on my property. They know that they can smell the dogs. They know better. They don't even fuck around on my property. So I know it ain't the coyotes. The bears don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that it's occupied. So I'm like, well, what could that be? Coyote ain't gonna fuck around. You know what I mean? The foxes are real slick. They they don't really fuck around too much. You know what I mean? The foxes are real slick. Shout out to the fox. They real slick. You know what I'm saying? They know how to move without being noticed. I think I've only seen one fox ever on my property, and they out here, by the way. But I've only seen one, and he was moving slick too when I seen him. It just was an accident that I probably saw him anyway, because how he was moving slick. I was like, what the fuck is that? I saw something like, what the fuck? I look over there, I kind of, creep over there. I see him kind of moving, like, kind of creeping. Like, oh, that's a fox. First time I seen a fox. But anyway, commotion. I'm like, oh, I don't know what the fuck that is, So then I do my routine and I get down to the fourth tier, and guess who fell on my fucking fence? Oh, that damn tree. That damn tree broke. And it broke from the inside. So whatever was antagonizing it, which who knows? It could have been the what do they call them? Damn fucking wood eaters. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But could have been one of those. Could have been sick. I don't know. But motherfucker fell on my fence. It fell on my fence. So the plus to that minus was that it didn't fall on my dogs. And I already had 2 trees fall on my kennels. Thankfully, it didn't kill a dog or dogs. But, that's the price you pay when you live in the woods. That's the price you pay when you live in California, right? And then they protect certain trees. They protect certain oak trees and shit. Just stupid shit. Don't make no sense. You protecting a fucking oak tree, and I live in the woods where there's so many damn trees, and they fall over anyway, right? They fall over anyway, but you can't cut them without permission. And then you can only cut so many, right? So anyway, that's neither here or there. We're not gonna even go into that. Let me take a sip of my vodka lemonade. Okay. Let me take a sip. Cheers to y'all, by the way. Y'all know how I like to let y'all know about my week, man. Cause life of the dog guy, man. It ain't easy being a dog man and a dog guy like me, huh? It's not easy. Anyway, so I see the tree that fell on my fence, and I seen how the tree lost its life, and it was from the inside out. And I've noticed that a couple times, being that I've become very intimate with the life forms, multiple plants, trees on my property, right? You become that way, right? You understand everything is living, and you get it, and then you examine things when they die. So because I live on this hill and our winters aren't that bad where I live up north, up in Northern California where it snow, you know what I mean? It rain, we up north. We're not in the Southern California where LA. That's not where I'm up north, like near Reno type up north, gets cold. Where I'm at, it snows, but it doesn't stick. We get heavy winds in the wintertime, and I have big trees on my hill, and the roots are deep because, there's a lot of water. It gets dry. There's a lot of water underground, by the way. But anyway, this tree falls, and because I'm so intimate with my property, I knew she was gonna fall on me. So I wasn't as upset as I normally would be because the bitch fell on my fence and I gotta repair it. That costs the coach money. You see what I'm saying? So other than that, solid week. Um, Puppies are doing amazing. I was very happy for one of my repeat customers, one of my repeat young dog men, and I'm very proud of him. I was very happy that he was always on me about me doing a certain type of breeding. He always was intrigued by my bulldog program. Always. And he would comment to me via DM or message, whatever he choose. He got my number, however you want to reach out to me, I'm available. And he would always say, Coach, if you do this, I get this a lot from a lot of people, which is going to tie into our conversation tonight. But I'm talking about this specific young dog brother, young dog man. He'll reach out to me, he's like, Coach, man, that breeding between woo, woo, woo. He reminds me of myself because I used to reach out to breeders and suggest breedings because I have visions. And when I wanted to buy something, but I wanted to build a rapport with a breeder, I would reach out to certain breeders that I was fans of, and I would make suggestions based off of their dogs. And this gentleman, he would do that based off of some of the dogs that I would post. And he's like, man, Coach, if you would take this to that, oh, that'll be, that'll be this. And Coach, oh, that. Like, I could tell he had the vision. So when I announced that I was going to take my final straw, do you guys understand? Do you understand when I say final straw? When I took my last straw, the last DNA livelihood of what buff dogs call Rocky Mountain Bulldoggy. Their number one selling dogs that they had a waiting list on, that if it wasn't for God showing favor for the dog God, aka the culture, if it wasn't for the Most High God showing me favor, I would never, ever have the Rocky Mountain Bulldog 2018 version, last version that was ever sold to the public, newest version nobody else has but the culture. I had the last straw of that blood. The last one. There ain't nobody. I can't even get it. No, I can't get that no more. That's done. Red Tiger, that Red Tiger shit is done. It's Red Tiger Jr.'s turn now. But see, Red Tiger Jr. is not Red Tiger. But let me digress. Let me digress back. So that last straw I used, and I put Red Tiger, that Buff Dog's blood. Everybody always in my DMs sweating me, jerking my dick about that fucking Buff Dog's blood. God bless the world, the dog world. All the dogmen who love bulldogs, who wish they could have had that type of fucking bulldog from direct Buff Dogs. Wish they could have. They wish they could never get. There was a waiting list. They was out of business way before I got a piece of it. So there's a lot of people that wanted it, was on the list, couldn't get it because they already retired. But God blessed the dog world with it. This gentleman was on my horn before I even decided to cook it up. That was part of the reason why I decided to cook it up, because of this gentleman. This gentleman said, Coach, I want to pay in advance for this type of dog. I want you to cook up your bulldogs, Coach. I've already bought multiple dogs from you, but I want you to cook up your bulldog, Coach, because I believe in that, Coach. Matter of fact, I'm going to put my money down now. I don't care when you do it. I'm going to put my money down now because I'm going to show you that I want you to do it. You know, like that's reminds me of myself. Reminds me of myself. This is a young dog man. I mean, shout out to him having a job. You know what I mean? Shout out to him, you know what I mean? Shout out to the young man having a career and a job. But it reminds me of myself. So I'm like, all right, I mean, if you want to, right? That's why I said to him, bro, if you want to, it's all good. You know what I mean? Of course, he trusts me. I ain't going to finesse him. That's not what the dog God, aka the coach, do. I ain't no finesser. Okay? So he ain't worried about that. Everything I did, above board. He trusts me. Coach, I'm going to send the money right now. Send this deposit before I even decided to cook that fucking dog up. So now I get this deposit. I wasn't even thinking about cooking it up, y'all, by the way. Wasn't thinking about it because y'all know 2024, what I tell y'all, 2024, I wasn't cooking up no dogs because the market was trash. So I wasn't going to cook up my top tier DNA for no trash ass fucking dog market. You crazy? So I didn't. Y'all know I did that. Sacrificed my finances and, my business, if we want to call it a business, dog business, whatever. Sacrificed it because, I'm not going to sacrifice my brand, Formula One. I'm not giving away top tier dogs. No way, because it wasn't given to me. So anyway, I cooked I had the deposit money. So, I didn't want to let my young bro down. I didn't want to let him down. So I remember my wife, Tigers came in the heat. I said, Mama, Tigers is in the heat. I call my wife Mama, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can call your wives whatever you want. I call my wife Mama because my wife take care of everybody. That's Mama over here. So anyway, I said, Mama. I said, Tigers coming in the heat. What you think I should do? She said, well, I mean, what was you trying to do before? Run it. All right, Mama, run it. Now, I still was uncertain about producing my top tier DNA, especially, Red Tiger. But that's the breeding I wanted to do from the jump, y'all. I wanted to do that breeding from the jump. I tried it the first time about 3 years ago. Let me see. Yeah, 3 years ago. I tried it 3 years ago. It didn't take that first straw with Tigers and Red Tiger didn't take. So I took an L on that one. Second one, we tried it with Silver Bullet. We only got one puppy. God bless me with him. Only one. I had a whole list of people. That's before I was taking deposits. See, never. Hey, never will I do that again. Okay, we're gonna get into that shit. What coach is gonna do from here on out. But anyway, got one puppy. His name is Red Tiger Jr. Y'all know about him. Y'all ain't seen him in a while, but we're gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be flexing on the dog world yet. I've been flexing already, but I don't need to flex even more because my productions is just out of this. Man, my productions is just on another level. I know Duro loves me. Hey, Duro loves it when I talk this type of shit. I'm humble though. I am humble because life humbles you. You feel me? Anyway, I got the last straw. I said, you know what? Fuck it. Put that last semen in Tigress. Tigress already told y'all going in the Hall of Fame. But anyway, boom. I get this powerful litter, man. Top 3. I told y'all top 3 litters I ever produced. Top 3. I ain't got a cap. I'm a veteran when it comes to cooking up dogs, so I ain't got a cap when I tell you top 3. Boom. Got these dogs. Boom. My young brother, he got first pick. He says, Coach, man, what you think, man? This is what I'm looking for. I don't know. I'm going to trust your expertise. What you thinking? I'm like, hey, man, tell me what you want. He tells me what he want. I told him, pick the dogs that you like. He picks the dogs he like based on what you want. Narrowed down to 2 dogs. Could have won either way. With both of them dogs, could have won because that whole litter is top tier. And like I told y'all last week, even the smallest bitch is fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm going to segue on her after I, give my man his salutes and, I'm just letting you know how happy I am that he's happy. But he told me because I knew what he was wanting when he was admiring my bulldog program. He liked that bully type. He was a fan of Red Tiger, obviously, right? Most people are fans of Red Tiger. He was a fan of Big Bertha, right? I was, a lot of people was a fan of Big Bertha. I was a fan of Big Bertha. He was a fan of Rocky. That's the only reason why I even knew about Buff Dogs was an American Bulldog named Rocky. I was a fan. So all the things that he liked about the Bulldog type, I liked. So of course, me as the dog god, aka the coach, is going to guide him in the right direction because he has similar tastes. And he's young. He's a young dog man. But see, my dog man inspiration started when I was 8. So I didn't discredit his age. I had the visions when I was 8 years old. So him at 19, 20, 21, it made sense to me, right? So he was picking between his 2. He said, Coach, I want, I got this type, I got that type, this type I'm looking for. I wanted to look like this. I said, well, this the one's gonna look like what you want it to look like. Because I know what you told me you wanted. Now, he had a hard time picking. He was like, I don't know, Coach. Like, I'm looking at this dog, I'm looking at that dog, I don't. But you know what the coach said? I said, don't worry about it, brother. You told me what you wanted, right? I want to satisfy you as my customer because you spending your money with me, right? And I appreciate that, young man. You spending your bread. You remind me of myself. I spent my bread. You spent your bread. I'm gonna get you what you want. So to see my young brother get what he want, I'm happy, man. I'm happy, man, because he stepped out not just on faith, but with his money and put me in the driver's seat. He said, Coach, I'm going to put your ass in the lab. That's what he did. He said, Coach, I don't even care if it's not even cooked up yet. I'm going to put my deposit down for it. And maybe he knew what he was doing because he probably knows me for, he's been knowing me for a while. Not personally, but, as a dog man. He know I stand on it. But maybe in his mind, he's like, I'm gonna make Coach cook me up, Coach ain't cooked up for a whole motherfucking year. I'm gonna make Coach cook me up some shit. And he did. And when I tell y'all, Hey, when I tell y'all that these damn dogs are the man, one of the best litters that I've ever cooked up, and they're young. I already, like I said, I know my DNA. I know the dogs, right? I know the dogs that's behind them. I know Red Tiger. I know Tigress. I know what's behind them. I know my best friend in the lab, my best friend in the kitchen of cooking up dogs, hybrid vigor. I know all these things because I'm the Elon Musk of this shit. Okay. When I see puppies demonstrating it from a virgin puppy perspective, that means that it hasn't been, uh, uh, there's no implementation, there's no direction put in these puppies, right? But their curiosity and their virgin minds and spirits as a puppy, then their abilities. And when I see that, how they deal with each other, how they deal with me, you know, that's like, wow, I really did that shit. Like I really, like I did that. Like the recipe, that shit worked. The vision that I had, which I was going to take Red Tiger to Big Bertha because of the types, right? The bully types, and I like that type, and you know, but of course, I'm a performance dog, man. I like to work dogs, so you know, coming into the bulldog world, I love a certain type of look and I like drive, but I need it to perform. And then owning these dogs and seeing that these dogs have the type, but they're not performing the way I want, then things change. I would have still did the breeding with Red Tiger and Big Bertha to come to find out that I made a worse dog, and I would have let you guys know because I would have took some L's because I really work my dogs. So I would have let you know, I would have let y'all know, like, yo, the cook up I did, even though I got some freakish looking dogs, they were garbage because they didn't perform the way I wanted them to do. Because I work dogs, I condition dogs. Y'all know that's what I do. I build dogs, I make them, and then I condition them. That's my thing. That's what I do. So if I couldn't take what I built and condition it and it die, then I would have to tell you I'm a failure. And that's what it would have been. It would have been a failure, right? It would have been. I know it because they both died, by the way, right? Big Bertha died, heat stroke, same shit. Red Tiger died, heat stroke, same shit. I don't like dogs that look performance wise but don't perform. So that shit I would scrap that in my program. It would have been scrapped. However, when I take dogs that have superior this and superior that, that might lack this, and this dog will complement and add that. We play additions and subtractions and multiplications and divisions when we do these cook-ups. That's when next level dogs come into play, right? So I know I'm long-winded in this, but it is what it is, y'all. This is my show. I can do what the fuck I want to do. Excuse my language. I was very happy, man, that my young brother got a piece, man, because he got one. I know he got one. Whoever gets these, they got one. Like I said, they'll just thank me later. They'll thank me now, and then they'll thank me later when they got freaks in their yard, and you know they could see if they got packs of dogs, how these dogs will dominate any of their dogs on their yard, will dominate them, just like I drew them up in my lab. They will also see that I corrected something that buff dogs couldn't correct. The reason why they couldn't correct what I corrected is because their money was in them type of dogs like Red Tiger. So if they were to outcross something totally different that was heavily performance and not bully or extreme, they would lose the look. So I get it. I'm a businessman. I get it. Get your money if that's what you're about. And they got their money. They created those freaks. I bought it knowing the defects. Sure, everybody else bought it knowing the defects too, because they wanted those type dogs. But me, I got a chance to breed tigress a couple times, only to one dog though. And to see what she produced the 2 times I bred her to AR-15, the different types, plural, variances of dogs that were superior and had the type that I liked, the bully extreme type, to see her produce that, and she's not that type of dog. Like, she's not that type when you look at her, but knowing that she produces it because what's behind it, I'm like, ooh, I got something. Ooh, in the lab, I got something. And then when I cooked up Red Tiger, she produced it. And I know that vigor took a hold of that whole shit. When I looked into that puppy's mouth that I sold my young brother, I told my wife, I said, Mama, look. And look at his mouth. He doesn't even have an underbite. What bulldogs? His mama got an underbite. Red Tiger got an underbite. He don't even have an underbite. He got a scissor bite. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker got a scissor bite. Ain't that a bitch? Shout out to Hybrid Vigor. Shout out to all those dogs that's in Red Tiger. There's like variances of dogs, breeds that's in Red Tiger's DNA. That's why I like a DNA profile that is broad. Because you never know how it's going to mix. You never know what God is going to give you. I got a fucking bulldog called Formula One. Got the bulldog look, but don't got an overbite. Got all his teeth. I mean, shit, man. So to see that, I'm like, oh, I like that. I like that a lot. So anyway, enough with that tangent. Cheers to y'all again, man. Just telling y'all about my week, y'all. Just telling you guys about my week. And like I said, salute to my young brother. I know that you got what you wanted. I'm proud of you for stepping up. I'm proud of you for making the dog guy get in the lab. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gotten the lab. If it wasn't for you putting your money up, and I didn't even have the dogs cooked. I didn't even announce a cook up. You was like, Coach, whenever you decide to, here's my deposit. Like, what the fuck? So you forced the coach in the lab, man. And I'm thankful that you did because, whoever gets these, man, I'm definitely blessing y'all with some top tier DNA. And those of you who are fans of that, Rocky Mountain Bulldog blood and Red Tiger, this is that's it. I got mine. You know what I'm saying? I got mine. I got Red Tiger Jr., and I still got Tigers. So I'm good. But for those of y'all can get y'all very own Red Tiger. Y'all better get it while they're getting this good. Cheers. Let me go ahead and drop that link for those who qualify to come up on the panel. And we're going to get to cooking, man. We're going to get to cooking. We're going to get to cooking. So let me drop that link. And yeah, we're going to cook up tonight. You know what I mean? This is a good one, man. This is a good one, man. Links in the chat if you qualify. So yeah. Shout out to Joe. He had a show on with I think his name is Tony, and then I think he's a what kind of breeder is he? Connie Corso breeder. What's up, CDC?
Yo, how you doing?
Man, God is good all the time, man. I ain't
right.
hanging in there, you know what I mean? I'm doing well. What about yourself?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I was working on that video. I had some audio was messed up, so I had stayed up and worked on that. I'm glad I could be on and finally catch an episode, man. I kept falling asleep.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You can always catch the replay.
Right.
Yeah, what's good, y'all?
What's good, Ready?
What up, Ready?
Yo.
No. Hey, Coach.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to, you know, what I'm saying you gave me a assistant coach. You know, what I mean, shout out, and you know, what I'm saying I wanted to tell you, you know, what I'm saying I appreciate that being as though as you. You know, what I'm saying I watched you for many years do your thing. You know, what I'm saying big fan. You know, what I'm saying I never thought that I'd be able to, you know what I'm saying, call you my brother and actually have your phone number and you have mine and we hit each other. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I had that, but at the time, you know what I'm saying, I was a fan from far away, but I respect that and I appreciate you, man. Nothing but love here, you know what I'm saying? Nothing but respect here, you know what I mean? Whatever you need from me, I don't care what it is, you know what I'm saying? I got you for life, man.
No, it's all love, Duro. It's all love, and like I said, the coach is always watching, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't say much. I stick to my program. I stay in my own lane. I do me, but I'm
Right.
always watching. And like I said, I pay attention in class, whether it be my class or y'all's class or whoever's class. I'm always paying attention. So anytime that I see, dogmen, trying to bring other dogmen together and trying to, lead by example, I mean, I can only applaud that. And anywhere or any way that I can, help facilitate that type of energy, that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's all love.
respect. Real talk. That's real talk, man.
Oh yeah, salute to that.
Sure.
Yes, Luke, man. So tonight, there's a salute to all y'all in the classroom. There's a lot of lives going on tonight, so I'm sure that you guys could be anywhere. But tonight I definitely wanted to elaborate on this topic at hand. I'm gonna put it on the ticker. But I was watching, like I was saying before, I was watching Joe's podcast and at NWA Connie Corso, and he had like Tony and another dude on there, and they were talking about the internet dogmen and and all this stuff that's going on, and just giving their perspective on it, and I mean it made sense to what they were talking about, and that's that, but I had to kind of bring my perspective to the game when it comes to the internet and certain dogmen and certain individuals or the fan base and etc. So I wanted to give my perspective on the dog game, and man oh man, this topic, which is on the ticker, the gift and the curse of being a social media dog man, of being social media dog man famous, fans versus supporters.
Hmm.
Now, I've campaigned, the coach only speaks from his perspective. I can't speak from another dog man's perspective. I would never even try to speak for another dog man. That's not who I am. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm only going to speak from me being EA Sports in the game, right? So y'all know who's followed me for these moons, these many moons. I've, let's say, at least 3 years. I mean, actually longer than that, actually, man. It's actually it has been. It's been like, I think it's 2018. I got on social media, and that's when I started, campaigning who I am and what I have as a dog man to the world, right? So what I learned by being in the field as a dog man on social media is that you give everybody access to you. That's one. And then there's a lot of people who are doing what you're doing, or they claim to do what you're doing, right? And then there's a lot of people who are dog enthusiasts, right?
Yeah.
Or they want to be entertained by dogs or dog people, uh, or they're aspiring dog men or dog breeders, or they actually are new dog breeders, uh, 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 intermediate dog breeders, veteran dog breeders. They're novice green greenhorn or green pea dogmen or dog breeders. They're professional, full-time working. I mean, there's so many different perspectives and layers to this dogman shit on social media. Right now, there's podcasts and a lot of people who talk about dogs. It's all. I mean, it's so broad. So I'm learning this on the job, you guys. Now, always told you guys, as far as I'm concerned as a dog man, I didn't come into the dog game for me. I came into the dog game to produce dogs and then be able to share my productions with other dogmen who like the same and want to possibly add what I've produced to their program, right? I came in to add to the dog game with my dogs. That's why I came into it. I didn't come into it for the fame. I didn't come to it for the likes. I didn't come into it for none of that. Now, in order to grow and be seen, you gotta, conform to the market itself, or conform to what's happening in the social media arena. And so I learned over time that there's groups that you can be involved in. There's certain type of trends that you can kind of follow. There's certain type of posting methods, like all these things to get my dogs out there. I've learned that by paying attention to the field, right, that I'm playing in and understanding it. I noticed that when you become a personality, that garners a lot of attention. So you put yourself in the forefront. And I've noticed that the women tend to win more in that arena, right? Especially if you're a good looking woman. So I've seen that play out. And then I've seen how things play out in the dog groups. And I've seen the politics in that. I've seen the moderators and the things of that nature, and how that's not about dogs. But being that you're new to social media and that perspective, what we're talking about, social media platforms, you get into these groups not knowing how things operate, right? So over time, I've earned every follower that I have right now. I've earned it based off of the dogs. And earlier on in the IG phase of IG, there was ways where you can have certain people or entities build your following.
Right.
I'm sure you guys know about that. And a lot of the big time breeders that we were following didn't get their following organically. Now, as I was growing organically and putting in this work and doing it off the dogs, I was learning that, you know what? This social media fame is not what it seems, though. It's not really what it is. Right? The things that we think is like legit with these dogs and dog men or dog women is a facade. I'm learning this on the job now. I'm just giving y'all in the game, EA Sports. That's how the coach do it. I'm a player coach. I'm talking from experience. I ain't talking about nobody else but me. So as I learn in the field, I remember a time where I was on a couple of groups. I was on this. It was like it's a group called the Working. It was called the Working Pit Bull. I don't remember the group. It was like the largest pit bull group. Forgot what it's called, man. It's on Facebook. It's not popping no more, by the way. But it was popping. But it was the largest one. I was on there, and I remember the time when I was campaigning the 1.5-year-old freak of nature. His name is AK-47 Chopper, right? And when I was campaigning them on this group, man, oh man, when I tell you, bro, I had that group jumping out the gym. Jumping out the gym when I posted AK. Now, what I mean by jumping out the gym, you got two sides on the gym, right? In the gym, right? You got the opposing side and you got the fans, right? Man, oh man, when I tell you they was having full-blown fucking essays in my comments, thousands of comments, that shit blew my mind. Now, you know what? Facebook, you got all the emojis, right? Likes, dislikes, sad face, all the shit. When I tell you AK was getting thousands upon thousands of fucking emojis, that shit blew my mind. I'm like, what the fuck?
That engagement. Yeah.
Bro, I mean, full-on debate they was having about AK-47 chopper. That ain't no pit bull. That ain't this. That ain't this. What you think? Oh man, that's I mean, that shit was just so crazy. So I'm like, damn, that's how it goes down. Now, me being new to social media, I'm over there. You know, I'm defending AK. You know what I'm saying? I'm you know, I'm standing up. That's before I knew that engagement played to my advantage. That's before I knew, because I'm new to social media. So I'm defending mine, and you know, I'm getting all this, you know, hate, but then, you know, my following count is steadily growing, followers. So I'm leveling up off of that shit, but I'm feeling some type of way because I didn't think I was going to get, you know, slaughtered by having a fucking freak of nature like AK, but that's what was going down, right? So then on IG, as I was following some of my favorite Dogman's page, and I was seeing these likes, and I was wondering why, you know, the rookie coach with, let's say, similar type dogs wasn't getting that. I was like, why are these people getting all these damn likes? I'm not getting these likes, and I got, you know, I got nice shit. You know, why didn't I get it? So over time, you know, I'm getting to this so that we can talk about it. So bear with me. Yeah. So over time, I started to pay attention to, you know, the landscape and noticing that there's a certain group of people, we would call them fans, that would always be in the comments section. And this is to the other dogmen that I was following, right? And then I would see the same amount of likes. I'm like, damn it, man. How come they're not getting more than the same amount? I'm seeing like the same amount, the same number. Like, why is it? I'm like, damn, y'all getting always the same amount of likes. Damn, I'm barely getting, you know, 100 likes. You know what I mean? But, you know, you're always getting, let's say, 600 or 700 likes. Like, damn it. So over time, as I, you know, campaign and been doing what I'm doing, showcasing my dog, getting better with my, you know, showcasing the type, you know, like, you know, my posts, getting better with showcasing them, and, you know, the controversy and the interaction, right, that you get, which, you know, spreads your post out there for more, right? I'm like, damn it, man. Now I'm noticing that I'm getting more likes than my individuals that, you know, was always, you know, they got 150,000 followers. But I'm getting more likes at fucking 20,000 followers. Why is that? Then I started getting, you know, when I started to let those fucking naysayers and spectators run their mouth on my shit, that was boosting the engagement. And I was getting a whole bunch of comments on my shit and a whole bunch of views. So I'm like, damn it, man. Damn it, man. The coach is really doing something over here, right? That's, you know, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, I'm really doing something now. I'm getting the haters in the DM, I'm getting, you know, the likes in the DMs, all the shit, you know, all the shit's working, right? So, you know, when I'm doing my breedings, I'm selling dogs and all that shit. But this goes back to the gift and the curse, right? The gift and the curse of being a, you know, being social media Dogman famous. So over time, I was becoming social media Dogman famous. Or put it this way, I placed a lot of dogs in a lot of individuals' hands all over the United States and some all over the world. And I'm very grateful for that. However, it goes back to the versus, the fans versus supporters. And I opened up with what I opened up with my young brother who got what he paid for, and I gave him a deal. But anyway, he got what he wanted. I had to learn about fans versus supporters. And over the years, I've I would say I'm a decent, I would say I'm famous enough to have my DMs blowing up every goddamn day. Been doing that for years. Famous enough to decide to do this podcast and, answer the questions and be accessible instead of having to answer all my DMs all day. But I've learned over time the difference and why it is such a curse to be a famous dogman using these social media platforms. Okay. It's more of a curse than a gift, to be honest. And what I mean by that is that you got to appease your fans by interacting with them because, your fans are the reason why you are so-called famous.
Right.
So you don't want to be how would I say it? You don't want to discredit them or not let them know that you are appreciative of their fandom. However, doing what we're doing as dogmen or dog women, the work, the sacrifice, the time, the money that we put into these dogs that you guys who are fans, and I still respect all y'all that are my fans. Don't get me twisted. I respect y'all, love y'all. But if you knew the sacrifice and the time and money that we put in to these dogs that you guys love so much, it's easy for us as dog men or dog women to tell you fans, like, you know what, if you're not my supporter, fuck you. It's easy for us because we pay attention to the things outside of us as dogmen that people are so fandemonious about. And, they'll buy a t-shirt, they'll buy this, they'll buy that over something frivolous as, a song that you singing for me. Versus us dogmen who have the dogs. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't get the dog that you fantasized about since your childhood. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be able to tap into the knowledge that we have based off of our experience that you as a dog man or a dog woman could apply and be beneficial, right? It could be beneficial to your program. You wouldn't even have that access if it wasn't for us type of dog men that we're talking about, what I'm talking about right now. Us so-called famous dog men, social media dog men, dog women. This right here is why we're talking about this tonight. Why that building your program to the highest of the high level, spending your money, getting the best genetics, teaching, being an example, cooking, creating, right? This is why if you are on this particular level and you happen to have a little bit of dogman fame, this is why it's a gift and a curse. Because there are more fans of these dogs than there are supporters of these dogs. If you look at the big dog men or women who have big programs and you look at their social media presence, they're in the hundreds of thousands. And for them to maintain their program, they have to have at least 100,000. I'm talking about a big program. We're not talking about, do a couple litters every 2 or 3 years. We're talking about a program where, you know, you cooking up your next generation. You know, you really got a program. The ones who got a program that's cooking every year, that's profitable, they're in the, let's give them the 80,000 and above total followers or support, or let's say followers, not supporters, followers. To where if they do a breeding or two, you know, they can sell their puppies. You know, I mean, let's say you get 100 of them to buy puppies from you. You know, you're good out of 100,000 followers. I mean, shit, that should work for you, right? So that makes sense.
Yep.
But if you are trying to campaign to reach a certain level, and let's say if you're like me, I have so many options when it comes to top tier type dogs. And that's how I design my program for me, by the way. But I have so many options and I have a huge demand. But at the same time, it's more fandemonium versus supporters who like, yo, coach, coach, that bull herder that you've been talking about this past fucking whole year, coach, you told me you put my deposit down. Coach, here's a deposit, nigga. Cook it. I'm going to make you cook it, coach, because I know you got it. Cook it. Now, that's the gift and the curse of being a famous dogman, because these dogmen and these fans and these supporters and these haters and naysayers, they know who I am. I mean, I post the post up. Y'all who follow me, y'all go scroll down my page and go see those posts, man. Coaches be in, go scroll down. Coach be in the thousands, man. The thousands of likes in the comment section. I mean, all y'all can attest. My comment section has been jumping out the gym back in the day. I don't post as much as I used to no more. Y'all know that. Go back in time. Go back in early 2024, mid 2024. Go look at my posts. All my shit jumping out the gym, thousands of likes and all this shit. I've been doing this shit. I've been having the naysayers, the haters, and spectators in my shit all the time. Y'all know this. But at the same time, as someone who is known to be making these type of dogs, when you look at it from a business perspective, I have more fans than I have supporters, man. And that's the gift and the curse. Now, I'm going to back up. I said what I needed to say. This is just my perspective. I don't get involved in other dogmen and what they got going on and how they operate and what they do. That's y'all business. I don't get involved in a tit for tat and everybody talking this and he say, she say. I can care less. I can care less what y'all got going on, okay? I'm going to support y'all if y'all doing something dope. I'm going to sit back and just, watch a game. And if it don't make sense to me, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, let y'all do what y'all do. But I'll salute you if it makes sense, because that's what type of dog man I am. But if it's messy, I ain't going to say shit. It ain't none of my business. That's how I operate. I got enough shit to worry about with my own program than to be commenting on another dog man or another dog woman. You got something negative to say about my program, that's fine. That's cool. I mean, you ain't got my program. If that's what you got to say. You want to talk about my dogs? You ain't got an AK-47 chopper. Yeah, of course you're going to talk. You're going to talk shit because you wish you had a dog like that. I get it. I understand that. That's why the coach always tells those people, sounds good, spectator. Sounds good. What you got to say about my shit? Sounds good, spectator. Say it again. Sounds good. Because that's all you got is what it sounds like. You ain't got what I got. So I'm not going to get into the tit for tat with the other dog men and dog women on social media. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to better my dog program and also help other dog men and dog women better theirs. By my example, not just by my words. But I just want to talk about this because I want to prepare you, dog men. I know Functional Focus Kennels, he's on his mission, doing his dog thing, and I see him campaigning, and I remember the time. So I understand. And those of you who are campaigning, social media wise and stuff like that, I see y'all, who I follow. Y'all know the coach be watching, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know the coach. I'm very busy, but I definitely let y'all know I'm watching. And so I'm not one of those, let's say, dogmen who be talking about, supporting y'all when I don't, because I do. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know I'm very, very, very busy, busier than all y'all motherfuckers. Y'all know that. I mean, this real talk. But at the same time, I do make sure that y'all know that the coach is still leading by example. But I still want to give you guys the real. That's why we have this classroom. That's why we talk real talk. I want to let you guys understand that if you're really trying to build your program, you're using social media, don't be fooled by the social media fame. There's a lot of people who sit and watch and want, but don't qualify to receive what they want. Just understand that that is going to be the case. For me, I'm understanding that it's going to take me 6 years to get my supporters to balance out my fans. Now, my fans will always be more than my supporters. It's going to take me a total of 6 years. I got 2 more years to go at least. 2 more years before my supporters will be like my supporters from the past. Thank God for them. Like my young brother who got his long-awaited Formula One Bulldog, right? But it's going to take me probably another couple years to where it's going to be like, I want that, coach. Coach, I've been a fan for 10 years or whatever. Coach, I've been a fan for 5 years and I've been waiting. Cook it. Cook it, coach. Here's my money. Cook it. Then, now it's support. Now it's like, okay, y'all, all my hard work is paying off. Because now, hey, I'm getting paid for my services. But as I digress, being famous as a dogman on social media is a gift and a curse, because you can fall victim to all those likes and, all the follows and, all the dick pulls that you get as a dogman. You can fall victim to that and believe that your program is really on that level where it can be profitable. You can fall victim to it. I'm not stupid, because stupid is what stupid does, so I know better. But I want to bring that shit up for you young dog men and dog women, not young in age, but just young in the dog game, the dog world, right? That want to do something like I'm doing, or want to do something like a Tom Gardner or whoever else have experience of doing this dog, and that are successful financially, because this dog game, or business is expensive. I probably will not see black, which is even, probably for, I don't even know, man. To be real with you, probably for another 5 years. And that's being profitable as far as like selling all my shit, because of how much money I done put in these dogs over the years. That's the dog game. That's the dog business, for those of you who want to know. And there's a lot of people who want what you have, but don't understand that they got to pay for it. So I digress. Let's cook. Whoever wants to chime in on that, man, go ahead, man. Be my guest. I'm going to sit back and, do what I do best, man. Pay attention and elaborate on what y'all got to talk about, man. I digress. Go ahead and cook, man. Go ahead and cook, y'all. What y'all think about this topic?
It seems like it would be simple if you already got like 150,000 subscribers, followers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you only got, say, maybe 2 litters of pups, that's only like maybe like if you got a 10-piece
right
on both, like 20 pups, you only need 20 people. That should be gone. You know what I'm saying? Them joints should be gone.
Go, hey, sold out. Waiting list.
Yeah, and the deposit for the next joints.
Facts.
Because those people that just cop, they gonna be fiending to tell everybody what they just got and all,
Facts.
and start they program or whatever they gonna do. But they gonna be showing that dog, and people gonna be asking, "Oh, I want to get one too." But no, this joint is backwards. The game is backwards.
The game is backwards. Hey, ready, man? You said it. The game is backwards, man. It is so backwards. And like I said, I'm only giving y'all a perspective of someone who's in the game, and I'm playing at the highest level. I'm not playing JV. I'm playing in the pros. And so when I have my pro brothers hitting me up in the DMs, okay, my other fellow pro athletes in the dog game hit me like, "Hey, coach, man, how's the game going?" You like checking my temperature before they get in the game and do their shit. That lets you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? How backwards the game is for us, dogmen who really do this at a fucking high level. I mean, it's beyond, like, it's like, wow, I can't even fathom it mentally, because we follow a lot of dog men out here, and there's a lot of dogs that you can follow, and and there's nothing against y'all dog men out here. I mean, I respect everything that y'all do, but a lot of stuff I see out there ain't even on the level, man. I got especially when it comes to performance, when it comes to performance dogs. Like, wait till I start showing out this spring and this fucking summer. Wait till you see my fucking Kangal bitch from Serbia that them fucking haters. I gotta talk this talk because I know Dora loves this shit. But them haters that was trying, them haters that was trying to tell me that my shit was an Anatolian Shepherd, knowing damn well that the coach know what he bought. Wait till you see that bitch. That bitch is fucking amazing, man. You see how big that bitch is and muscular that bitch. You can see the muscle. That bitch is furry because it's cold, right? You can still see the muscle tone in that bitch. That's the type of dogs that the coach got. Y'all ain't fucking with the coach. But at the same time, I'll be humble. I let my dogs do the talking. Then I cook up next level shit. That means I made the shit. I cook up shit that I made. And it be blown, it be on that level, and it's like I got a lot of people who want this type, they want this shit, but it goes to me like I gotta get my fellow dog men, my supporters like y'all, like my young brother, to be like, "Coach, I'm gonna force you to cook it, Coach. I know you're not. I know you say you're not gonna cook it, Coach, but I'm about to put 3 deposits down, nigga. You gonna cook it,
right?
Why I gotta do that? I should already, like you said, young ready. And this is, like I said, from a dog man who got a lot of following. Like my dogs are known. Like, I'm not over here talking shit I ain't really living.
Why you got it out the mud? You know what I'm saying? You got it out the mud, man.
Bruh, I got the shit. Period. You know what I'm saying? I got it. I got the demand, all the shit. But it's like, why is it that us as dogmen who really have it, right, have less supporters than the ones that don't have it? That's why we said the game is backwards. People will buy shit based off of hype versus shit based off of it being really what it's supposed to be. That's the shit that blows my mind about the dog game. People buy hype and they don't buy the fucking quality dog. That shit is so stupid.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest shit ever. If you are a dog man or a dog woman, if you buy hype versus the fucking quality dog, you're the dumbest dog man or dog woman on the planet, because once you get that fucking dog and it's a piece of shit, not only that, you get that damn dog and it doesn't produce for you, then what?
Dumping.
You gonna produce some more shitty ass dogs because that's what you bought?
That's the problem.
And then, like, what it does to you, like I said, what it does, dog men and dog women, listen to what I'm telling y'all. What it does to us real dog men who know how to cook up these type dogs that y'all wish y'all had, it makes us do what I did last year. I ain't cooking shit up. I'll keep it for myself. Then they'll be complaining about these dogs, kind of like how, you know, Tony was talking about how these people who are his customers, or excuse me, people who want to be his customers talk about dogs that they bought, and hey, I bought this dog and this dog was this piece of shit, that piece of shit. Can you correct this? Can you do this? And he says, no, you shouldn't have bought that dog. You should have bought the dog from me. You should, you know, like people will be wondering why they're getting dog shit. Well, it's like, you know why? Because you're not doing what us dog men who are really in it have been doing. If we see something that's quality, that we know our breeder really put his time in, and let's say that breeder might want a ticket for it, then you know what? If I really want that genetics and I understand that genetics is going to get me ahead, if you really did something in your program that is top tier, I see it, and you say, hey, if you want this, I don't want to get rid of it, but I'll sell it to you for $10,000, and then you a real dog man, you're going to pay the $10,000.
Facts.
Because you're buying something that's going to add to what you're trying to do. Okay? You're not buying hype. You're not buying names on a pedigree. And if you're buying names on a pedigree, get the fuck out the dog game. Them names on that pedigree does not make the fucking dog. Understand what I just said to you. The dog that's in front of you that you buy, if you use it to do work, then that dog should prove himself or herself to do the fucking job. Not what's behind it proves it. The dog does, okay? Then if you want that dog to give you the genetic characteristics that you see, that you've heard behind the pedigree, that dog has to prove to you that it can produce it.
Yes.
Other than that, what's behind that pedigree does not fucking matter. It's the dog that's in front of you that can show you the abilities that's behind it. It can produce what it is and what's better. That's all that matters to us as dog men who really do this dog man shit. But if you're a fan and you're buying hype, you're a fan because you see everybody else liking shit, so you're going to like it, then guess what? You think the dogs are going to get better?
Nope.
No.
Toilet bowl.
No. You think when you finally get your money right to buy the hype, you think you're really going to get a quality dog? Nope. If you're a breeder like myself, right, and you like cooking up genetics and you buy a hype dog and then you take that hype dog that costs a lot of money and then you cook it up to your shit and it don't produce. So you got bamboozled by the hype and you learn your lesson because, you know, I got bamboozled by the hype. I mean, you know, the coach talked from experience. I've paid a lot of money for dogs that couldn't produce, and I was buying bloodlines that the breeder was telling me that, hey, this line will produce this, was a fucking lie. But this is why the game is backwards. This is why your fame as a dog man is more than meets the eye. It's not what it seems. I digress. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I mean, you know, the coach will cook up, man. Don't let the coach get up on his pedestal and start cooking on y'all asses.
Nobody else don't got nothing to say.
Yeah, I got a little bit back up to something he was saying about negativity. don't need to give the haters and the activists any ammo. This old man once told me, don't be against anything, just stand for something. That goes along with what Coach was saying about, letting other dog people, breeders do their thing. Don't be bashing people. It takes all kinds to make the world go round. If you're a real long haul dog man, they are no competition to you. They're just making you look better and being an example of what not to do, to any customer that's doing their research. So yeah, just let them do what they do.
I agree.
Well, I agree too.
I just want to educate.
Bad, man.
Like I said, this is the classroom. I want to educate you guys over here. I'm not here to entertain you. I come on this Thursday so we can learn. Okay. And I want to educate you dogmen out here because I know you guys, at least the ones that I do know, I know that you guys want to really elevate your programs. And I know that you guys really want to, make your kennel or your program popular enough to get your following up and maybe, be able to sell some of your offspring, make some of your money back. I know that we have these visions, maybe get your dogs into other dogmen's hands that, can use your DNA, like we all have our visions and our dreams of dogmen, right? We all have that. However, somebody got to give it to you real, man. Some of y'all some of us got to do that. And that's what I want to do for you guys is give you guys a real perspective of what to expect. And especially when you raising the bar and you're not following trends. And us as dogmen, pioneer dogmen, visionaries that we are, we don't mind taking our ideas and cooking it up and seeing what we can produce. We're the minority, right? And being that we're the minority when it comes to this dog world, it's easy to fall victim to the status quo or what everybody else is doing because you think that you might be able to move more dogs that way if you decided to breed a certain type of way. And I'm going to tell you that doesn't always work, right? Just because the breeder that you bought your dog from sold you a dog for 10 bands don't mean that you're going to be able to sell that dog for 10 bands. Okay?
Facts.
That's the truth in the matter. Just because you bought those dogs that garnered that particular breeder 100,000, 200,000 followers doesn't mean because now that you got them dogs, you're going to get 200,000, 100,000 followers. And like you mentioned, Reddy, yeah, the coach got it out the mud, man. I created my own wave. It took time. I came in the game creating dogs. Most people breed dogs that have already been created.
Hey, Coach.
Go ahead.
The Josh said,
I got him in.
Get back on.
Okay. I'll go. I mean, I'm really fresh in terms of when it comes to breeding and social media. I'm more strong on the social media side. But I say my following, a lot of these guys are breeders, of course, because I do interviews. And at some point I'm gonna have to get away from that. Just to be, once I start breeding, and I kind of don't know how I do that at this point right now. I think it just would have to be me continuing to grow. But something I see most people do is really group up if they have big enough of a following. And once they do that, they set it up to a system to where they create content, they get the supporters and the fans,
What happened? What happened?
Duro
I
crazy. That
I just know who you talking about, but go ahead.
yeah, and I ain't throwing no shade whatsoever because their system's working. But creating that system, there's a lot of stuff that can fall apart once you create that system, and it's shown in some areas. So I'd say, I mean, some people say, "Oh, I got a waiting list," and some people they actually do. But those that don't, I mean, at some point you get exposed for that, and at some point you tend to have too many dogs.
Got you, got you. Okay, and you know what? And man, I salute you on seeing things that are not what they seem, because a lot of people do, project to us as the public that you know they do have a waiting list, or all the things, and it ties into sales. And I'm not going to knock a man for his sales tactics or whatever, but like you said, you got to read in between the lines as well and see, okay, is it a sales tactic or is it real? You know what I mean? So that is the thin line that we as dog men and dog women in this game got to learn. We got to, you only learn by witnessing it, right, Ja?
Right.
Like, and that's real, because that's what you're learning. That's what I had to learn. That's what we're all going to learn. And that's
Yeah.
why this classroom is very important, you know, that we have this, because, shit, I mean, this is what you guys need to expect, because when it happens, then you're like, well, shit, this is, man, we learned this in the classroom. How the fuck did I get bamboozled?
Let me add something to that though. So when I say a system, I mean I've been tipped on this by like a mentor that I have, and he stated that some of these people they go after the younger guys or younger women, such as me. But I've said that many of times. I don't need anybody to help me or push me to do what I'm gonna do. But they with that system they kind of try and control things that aren't inside of them, and they try and bring them inside of them. And once they have them under control, they make sure those people or those kennels don't grow above or ahead of them. So I'd say to whoever's younger like me or whoever is just getting started, I say don't get blinded by somebody saying they're helping you or trying to make you grow, but really controlling you. And then it's going to turn around and say something about you or bash you or even help you, or even stop your productions if they have that much control.
That sounds like a cult.
Yeah, it's like some Rothschilds type of stuff, man.
Well, the dog
Yeah.
game, like I mentioned before, a lot of it is a Ponzi scheme. Like, as far as like the people who are getting the big money, it's like a network. They're buying each other's dogs in the network. It's
Yeah,
not it's not the average consumer who looking for a dope dog that's spending that type of money. It's just it's not that.
and most of
So
these people have money before they even start. I mean, that's why you see them with everything set up and they make it look good. But I mean, it's a good tactic though, especially if you have the money.
And if you're buying followers and
Yeah, yeah.
subscribers, likes and all
That's it.
that.
If you own the media,
But then again, it's not organic or it's not something that people are going to want to trust you about. If you do something shady, which most of them do, that gets exposed or talked about, and then they try and flip their whole entire program or flip their agenda and make themselves look better.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the gift and the curse of being social media famous. It goes back to, like you said, you can buy your fame. We know that. Um, and then you can always paint your own narrative, especially if you come in the game not needing, let's say, your puppy sales to support what you're doing, you know, and
Yeah,
a lot of that is what a lot of young dog men see, and not young in age, but just young in the game of dogs, right? They see what the individual wants you to see, Now you know the coach. He always shows you that work, and more work 3 times, right?
Yeah.
But everybody else is gonna show you, you know, it's like me putting AK. I made this illustration a long time ago. It's like me, bringing out my nice ass Harley, and fucking having an AK in front of the Harley, me being in front of the pool, showing you all the shit with AK, and everybody get all excited. Oh, I want to be like that. Oh, damn, coach got all the shit. Well, I'm gonna show you that ain't real. Not when it comes to the dogs, it ain't real.
Not reality. You're gonna lose more than you win. I mean, you're gonna come back at some point, but I don't. Not everybody blows up or everybody makes 10 times of what they spent.
It's a Ponzi scheme, man.
Yeah.
You have to be in the network, and this is just me talking real life because I've done this. I've sold dogs, so I know this. When you really do this and you do it at a high level, you'll be thankful to God Almighty if you can just break even.
Yeah.
You'll just be like, thank you, God, I broke even. Even if you made 200,000 that year.
Right.
You know how much you spent 10 years ago.
Man.
You're still not out of the hole. That's what I'm saying to you guys who want to do this. And like we talked about social media famous, all that shit is just for the likes and shit. That's all likes and the fanfare. That's fandemonium. Are those people spending money with you to keep you up? Are they doing that? Like, hey, we love what you do, coach, or we love what you do, whoever. Matter of fact, not only do we love it, we begging you to cook it. Not only are we begging you to cook it, but we got our money saying to cook that shit. These breeders ain't getting that type of level. That shit is fake.
Yep. I mean,
I'm gonna sell Purina dog food.
I'm gonna keep it.
Say it again, Kevin. What you say?
A lot of that shit you see on TV, that's just to sell Purina dog food or whatever products they're advertising.
Basically,
this whole world is commercialized. What you're talking about with the dog world, it's the same way with the cannabis business. The Grateful Dead had a clan of people following it around, passing out weed and passing out seeds and clones and promoting this genetics and writing articles and traveling the world and doing this and that. All that shit was a CIA plan. None of that is organic. All them personalities are cops.
Wow, I believe it too.
I'm gonna keep it real with
Think
you.
about it. How was that allowed? How was that allowed to even write about it and talk about it in High Times magazine? And take a vacation, go to another country and play around with weed and bring back strains and show pictures of your grow and all that. How was that? You know what I mean? How was that allowed?
Yeah, go ahead, Duro.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all though. Like, I feel like we go back a couple episodes, maybe a few. We were saying how, I forget who we was talking to, but we were saying how you could go out and go get these dogs from these breeders, and you might think in your head that you're gonna touch the paper that they touch, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to stand out for people to want to come shop with you.
Right.
Want one of your puppies. If not, they just gonna go to that breeder. So I'm gonna keep it real, 100%. Like, fans, to me, fans are the people that, you know what I mean, just comment on your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because fans can be fair weather type people. But I feel like your supporters is what make you grow. And the reason why I feel like that is because it incites, like supporters incites kind of like the the genuine love that they have for whatever your product is. So if it's dogs, your supporters, they really love dogs. They supporting that dog because they love dogs. You know what I mean? And then if you have a certain breed that they crazy about, they support that breed, they all about that breed, then they really gonna support that breed. Where fans could be like, yeah, man, coach, all right, he cool. You know what I'm saying? Today I ain't liking that. I ain't liking that post today. You know what I'm saying? But tomorrow I might like a post. So next week I might like a post. You know what I'm saying? But a supporter gonna always be in your comments. A supporter gonna always watch your videos. Supporter gonna always, you know what I'm saying? If they got the bread that you asking, they're gonna always cop a dog off you. You know what I'm saying? That's just because what they in their mind, they're like, yo, I really have a liking to this individual that it makes me want to shop with them. You understand? And I feel like that's what make, you know what I mean, the difference between a fan and a supporter. And then as the breeder or as the person, you have to understand that really technically you really shouldn't do it for the likes or the comments. You should do it for your business. You know what I mean? Your love of the dog. Because that'll take you further than the glitter and the fancy part that's just in your face. But then behind the scenes, your phone will be ringing for real, because people really genuinely see that love that you have for your animals. That's gonna go a longer way. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you can't really put everything on social media and the comments, the likes. You have to really have that love. It's like I said on my show, Coach. It's like I said, I never seen a puppy, a litter that you got on your yard ever have a worm belly. Now, if you had that, Coach, I don't know, but I said I ain't never saw it. But at the end of the day, as a consumer, as I will be with you, of course I'm gonna give you my money because I know that you love those puppies. Those puppies was in a clean area. I know that you took time, you took the care, you fed them. They nice and thick and fat. They ain't skinny and looking hungry. That costs. You know what I'm saying? That costs. So, you know what I mean? That's not just something that you like, yo, man, you know, yeah, I paid all this money for these puppies. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna give them away for free. No, of course you want your taste. Of course you want your hit back, but sometimes the ball don't bounce like that sometimes. Sometimes it's like, yo, like, cause like I said on my show again, like right now, man, people ain't got it, man. They ain't got it. They ain't got it right now. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, you might get a couple people that got it, but everybody don't got it. Even they got their taxes. This is the perfect time to get a puppy, but they ain't got it because other bills and other things then piled up. For real, for real. Just being honest. So you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I feel.
Yeah, we're watching the beginning of the bottom of the cycle in the dog business. I think you're gonna be able to pick up a lot of cheap puppies and free dogs, and you'll have to be a real dog man and endure without that market and come out the other side. Be one of the only ones left.
Yeah, I
This
agree with you,
economy
Kate.
is taking a big crash. But all along, if you want to make money in the dog business, open a pet store. Because
Pet store.
to be a breeder and make money, you have to be a career breeder with a name.
Yeah, sell dog food. You know what I mean? Sell dog food because that's the only way you go. I mean, come on, the coach gonna keep it straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? Sell dog food because you got to feed your dogs at the end of the day. And I know I spend a whole bunch of money on dog food, so sell dog.
I figured
food.
that out with rabbits.
But you sell a lot of rabbits.
Yeah, raising rabbit. Yeah, and you don't make shit, but if you make cages or buy big bags of pellets and split them up or something, or sell the stuff that people need. Even if people get a free puppy or a free rabbit or a free duck or a free chicken, they're going to spend money on it.
Right.
That's what this pet business is all about nowadays. That's why they have all these sick and untrainable dogs and dogs that don't do anything. They're just dependents that need a veterinarian. Yeah, make sure a bunch of them end up in the dog pound so we can have that racket too.
I mean, that's how it is. Like, you know what I'm saying, right now, because it's really no love for the dog. Like, it's no love for it, really. It's just all about money, 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 money. That's the problem, though. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where the game is at. But you got those few, you got those few breeders who, you know what I'm saying, just they really got love for the dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, Coach don't bring back Red Tiger if he ain't had love for the dog. Like, for what? You know what I mean? How long he been dead, Coach? 5 years?
He's been dead since 2019.
Yeah. So
No. I'm sorry. He was like going on 3 years old. So I think it was like 2021.
All right. Yeah. But that's my point right there. Like, he been dead. So at the time, like, you think about it, like, he bring that back for the love of the dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To try to make Red Tiger puppies, his offspring's better than what he was. And if he could do that, it's like you say, it puts him, he's top 3, you know what I'm saying, breeder in the world. I mean, he might be being a little biased at that point, but at the same time, but that's what that means. If he make
girl.
Yeah.
Coach A being biased. I ain't capping on that, nigga.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I see. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, I got you. I got Butler, Kendall, Rottweilers. I mean, that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my opinion. But at the same time, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, you do
top
this
3 in the
shit.
world on your show.
Yeah, you do this shit, bro.
No. Top 3 in the world and making top 3 in the world.
As I say, he left room for me, so I'm not going to dispute it.
Huh? I ain't hear nobody.
I said he left room for me, so I'm not going to dispute him.
I put myself on the podium. That's why I said top 3. I didn't say number 1 now. I said top 3. But I said top 3 in the world for making my own high performance working dogs. That's what I said.
Who else make their own besides?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, though. Why wouldn't you say number 1?
Well, I want to be humble, like K-Man said. I left room for K-Man, but K-Man might come through and smack me and take number 2. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, everything you saying is right, Duro. So, you know what I mean? But I just had to let the world know, like, there's very few individuals out here that has the vision, and not only that, the know-how, not only that, the gift, not only that, the DNA to make their own dogs. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can have a vision and all you want. Yeah, you can have the gift for all you want. But if you ain't got the right dogs to do it, you ain't doing it. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? You could talk all this talk shit all you want. But if you can't go in the lab and I say, okay, go ahead and cook you up something right now and make sure that shit's on a level. Like, good luck. Let me see it. Oh, well, hold on. I got to get some dogs first. Oh, hold on. I only got this dog and that dog. Your lab ain't extensive enough to talk about some top 3 shit.
Right.
If you got mediocre dogs.
That's what I was going to. That's what I was going to say. I got the whole process and the test on video.
See, hey, K-Man can take it that far. You know what I'm saying? I can't show the world what my dogs can do. I can't do it, man. You know what I mean? I have them calling up my wife's work and doing all that fucking hater shit that motherfuckers doing last time.
Oh man, we ain't even gonna speak about that.
I'm
You know
just
what I
saying,
mean?
come on, man. That's the world we
I've
live
been
in.
through all that. Been through all that right to the point of a jury trial.
Yeah, you know what time it is, K-Man, but I'm saying that's the world we live in when it comes to the type of dogs that we talking about, the type of working dogs, the warrior dogs, the dogs that can really, do the job at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But I want to elaborate on what my man Chris said. I put it up there on the screen. He said, I had Dobies in the 70s and Rots in the 80s. He said, I never had any problem selling them. And that was just local newspapers. So I concur. I agree with you, Chris, because back when I was using my local paper back in the day, I had no problem selling any of my shit. But now we got the gatekeepers, what K-Man was talking about. We got the gatekeepers like Meta. We got the gatekeepers like Google, okay, where they control how your product gets seen. So if you got top tier products, they're going to make sure that you pay top dollar for it to be seen to the right people who are looking, who have intent to buy that. So you just can't go to your local paper and do that no more, because most people don't really even look at newspapers anymore, if any. They're on their YouTube or they're on their, social medias getting their news. So yeah, they changed the whole platform to market, because like you said, I can go on my local paper, do my thing. Not only that, in California, at least, how everybody has Craigslist, right? Everybody has Craigslist, and people do their thing. You can't even post a dog for sale on California's Craigslist.
Damn.
You can't even do that. And if you do, amongst their ways of doing it, then you got people on the Craigslist, other people who's trying to push their dogs, they'll go and flag your fucking post.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the landscape that we're in as Dogman when it comes to your product. And this is where people like, let's say, coming in trying to buy good dogs. This is how you buy shitty dogs, because the people who are in your face, those are the only dogs that you see.
Yep.
So then you think that's all that you can choose from, or you buy into the hype of, let's say, somebody with a big following, and you see the dogs, oh, they got a big following, so this must be a quality dog. Well, that's not necessarily true. And then you buy a piece of shit, overpay for a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Man, let me add something. Let me add something to this. So I'm real good friends. Like my best friend's father, he breeds boxers, but he like doesn't have no social media. No, he has a social media, but he shares it with his wife, and they don't promote no breedings really. I ain't gonna lie, I don't even see no dogs around that are boxers, but like he's got the area on lock. Like I mean, he tells me about his litters and what he gets off, but he also has a system too where he's like, yeah, I mean, boxers don't tend to live. These dogs tend to live like 5 years. Then the process starts again, and then they come back and they come buy another dog from me.
That's
And like
Well,
I
he
good.
got referrals.
say that again.
That
He
ain't
got a
good.
lot of referrals and repeat customers then, huh?
Yeah, but and he live on a lake too, so he got some buddies and some people that got some bread. But he sold dogs in Arizona and other states. I don't know how. I think connections. I think that's really it. But
5
man,
years for a boxer, that's short, man. I have
yeah.
a boxer for 10 years, bro.
But that's the system, though. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's yeah,
with the dogs,
Word of mouth.
that's crazy, man.
yeah, it's just a process that starts over again. That's how he explained it to me.
Yep. I mean, when you get well known for dogs, people come to you. They don't even look in the paper or nothing. They come to you, even if it's a breed you don't have. They come to you and ask you, where do you get a good one of these? They used to come to me all the time asking for my connections for other breeds. I mean,
I'm starting to get that now. I'm kind of some buddies and some people I know are asking me about breeders that's kind of near or breeders of this certain dogs.
This is the problem though with these people
Yeah,
that
that's
be
really what does it.
this is the problem that for these people that be asking for these type of dogs and stuff like that is that they well, put it this way, they want certain type of dogs when they be specifics, but they don't have no money to pay for them. And Duro, you're right, it is the sign of the times, but at the same time there's people buying dogs. There's still people buying dogs for what they worth. You know what I mean? So that is still going on. There are people who have established their market or have, got people referrals who know, or people who have been waiting that are paying for their dogs because, a good dog is where you find it. Y'all heard that before, right?
Yeah.
So people who understand that, who have bought dogs in the past, who've maybe been bamboozled, conned, got some shit they didn't expect or whatever, when they buy their next dog, then they want to buy something better. So they're willing to spend a little extra to get that. You know what I mean? And so that's what's really happening in today's market. People who want quality, they're hopefully getting it. They got their fingers crossed. Like, okay, hopefully I'm going to get it this time. But because the market is so, the options are so varied and so many, people are buying prices versus the dog.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening to people. And like you were saying, Caveman, the dog game is going, more of a cleansing. And a lot of breeders like myself, for one, is going to hold back on these top tier type breedings because if the market is not ready to pay for dogs that cost us as breeders to buy, also us as breeders to produce, us as breeders to take care of, if the market ain't ready to pay for that, then it's going to be one of those things where the market won't have those dogs for those type of dog men to buy. So then guess what? It's going to purge itself eventually. And then there will be people complain like there's no more good dogs. That's what we're going to hear next, y'all. There ain't no more good dogs out there to buy. All the good dogs, man, all the good dog men, they're not even cooking them up no more. That's what we're going to hear pretty soon.
Yep.
Because me as a good dog man cooker, good dog cooker, excuse me.
Fast from this shit for a little while.
Exactly. There's no way. I told Duro this shit too, man. Duro asked me this way back early, bro. Y'all remember when Duro said, Coach, when you're going to cook up those bull herders off AK? I ain't cooking that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Why? Hell no. Why would I do that? That's stupid of me to do that when the market is backwards and people want these spectacular dogs, but at the same time, it's like, first of all, yeah, you want it, but you probably can't afford it. Not only that, you wouldn't even be able to handle a dog like that. If I put an AK with that fucking wild ass Malinois I got, you ain't gonna be able to handle that damn dog. It's too much of a dog.
Yeah, I was going to say that earlier. That limits your market right there. Is the people that can actually handle those beasts, or even got the nerve to get one.
Yeah, it's like this. Oh, that's too much of a dog for me to even put on the market. Me putting a Kangal with AK on the market, it goes back to my man Richard White. I put it on the screen. He said, Coach, I'm off topic, but I've been waiting to ask, what made you want the Kangal on your program? Well, because I wanted to produce a next level bull herder. Like everything that I do is next level. That's why I'm the Formula One of this shit. That's why I tell y'all I'm the Elon Musk of this shit. Everything that I vision in my plan as a dog man, I want to make it the next level. I want to take it to the extreme. So, of course, I want to take the fucking hardest biting dog, the most, courageous dog out there, fucking defending wolves and bears and shit. One of the biggest fucking shepherd type dogs. livestock guardian dogs to my fucking freaking nature. Of course I will. Why would I mean shit? That's next. Damn it, the world ain't ready for that. Damn, if I put that on the market, ooh wee, everybody gonna be excited. Yeah, they're gonna be excited. But most people, like we just said, caveman, if I sell you a dog like that, if you have the money first and foremost, but if I sell you, can you really handle a dog like that? Probably not.
Hell
I probably gotta get exposure for all y'all motherfuckers to sign so I don't get sued for when your dog go fuck some shit up.
Maybe you can ship them to Turkey.
Yep.
Nah, they be hating. You know, I mean, the motherfuckers in Turkey be hating. Oh man, if you didn't get it from Turkey, then that's not a real Kangal. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I don't know about that. They don't.
That's what they say.
From what I know, they don't. Well, a good dog man's gonna go by the dog. You know that.
But
I mean, I got a buddy that ships Asian chickens to Vietnam because he's got the chickens to have. You know what I mean? He's shipping breeds that come from over there. He's shipping them over there to them.
Well, hey, what nationality is he?
Well, he's white, but
Exactly. See,
I had to add that up in there. Okay, that's all. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against him. Salute to him.
well, he ain't okay. He ain't selling to white people now. There's a business owner here that come over here that owns a certain business that's from there that buys his birds.
But you know, my wife is Vietnamese, and one thing about the Asian culture, you know, they like kind of low key like want to be white and shit. You know what I mean? So it, you know, just to be real with you, yeah, just to be real with you. So you know, I get that.
Well, that may be, but this guy is known. Like when I got into chickens, this guy's name come up everywhere I went. And what people didn't know is I was running with this guy, but you know, nobody knew what he was up to. But they kept telling me, "Oh yeah, this guy used to do that."
Yeah, it's just a little.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
No, like I was telling y'all before, like with the dog game is weird. Oh, it's weird, man. It just like I told y'all, it's weird. I can't see why it is what it is when it comes to your customer base, and if you're a minority from the black side, why like it seemed like only black people buy from us. It just kind of just weird like that because we're talking about dogs, but you know, like I say, I mean, I'm proof of that. I give y'all only the real. You know, if you look at my customers and the people that inquire, they're all 95%, 96% the same. And it's like, why when it's about a dog? I don't know. You know,
it's
what I'm
crazy.
saying?
I'm up. Damn, I was going to pull off Chris's joint when he was saying about back in the day being in the paper, and you getting them you selling those puppies off of words. You're not even seeing the dog. You just see a couple of words and the price and the number. That's it.
Yep. That's it. Bro, I remember when, like I told y'all before, when the internet was popping early 2000s and they had those puppy sites and that was new. And I remember, you know, you put your little picture of your puppy on there and boom, boom, boom. And I saw a lot of puppies on there. But that's before they was, you know, throttling and shit because now everything is subscription based. So they want you to pay per month. So if you sell your puppies within that first week, they ain't going to eat. They're not going to let you sell your puppies in that first week. They want you to keep paying per month. So you'll never get a full, you know, it's just in today's
shadow
market,
banning you too.
Well, they just want the money. It's money based.
Yeah.
Everything is money based. So it's not, you know, unless you're a big time player where you paying top dollar for your marketing, like you some corporate company and you paying hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars a month in marketing, they're not going to put you in front of people with intent to buy. They know everything about us on these phones and shit. They know everything. They listen to your phone calls. They know what you texting. They know everything. So if you're paying top dollar to them, Meta or Google, then they'll put you in front of people who's looking, oh, I want to buy a fucking bull herder that's mixed with a Kangol. Bing, your phone will ring. But guess how much you pay for that goddamn lead?
Yep.
That's how it is now. You know, that's the world we live in, is that. You know what I mean? But like I was saying, the gift and the curse about being, you know, a top tier, let's say Dogman, famous people liking your dogs, there's more people who are just fans than the ones, like you were saying, Duro, that are supporters who are like, yo, I'm a fan of the dogs, but not only that, I want the dog eventually, or I want it now, and I'm going to support you by spending with you. That part of it is tough. And my perspective is you got to be at least 90 to 100,000 to see, like you were saying, Young Ready, let's say you had 2-3 litters, maybe you had 15 to 20 puppies out of 100,000 followers, maybe you got 20,000 that's really supporters.
Right.
Okay. Supporters in the fact that, you know what, I love the dog so much that when my money is right, or when I got my money, or as soon as I get my dog or whatever, I'm buying. You know, that's the hard part.
They just
And like
not
we
ready now.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's like YouTube, right? You see these influencers, and you see the people that's always in their super chat, or you know, you see their supporters. Now they might have 10,000 people in the live, but you might only see 100 people supporting them.
Fact.
You see what I'm saying? You see how that lopsided shit is, but that's how it is. That's the perspective, and that's how we got to see that. Even us as dogmen, yeah, you got the fanfare for your program, but the reality of it is that there's very few of those fans that are going to support you in, like, hey, I want that I'm so hoo-ha, yeah about, that I'm going to spend my money on it. That's the part that I want you guys to realize, that, you know, don't get caught up in the fanfare of this Dogman shit. That shit is a facade. If they not giving you the deposits, they're not supporters.
Facts.
It's just what it is. Because if
I'll
there
be
are
back Friday.
Say it again.
I'll be back Friday.
Are you out of here?
No, if I had $1 for every time somebody told me that and didn't come back Friday.
Y'all don't want to hear my stories. Y'all don't want to hear
Checks in the
mine,
mail.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Those 3 lives. So I'll be back Friday is the 4th one.
Yeah,
oh my goodness. It's crazy. But like I said,
for
you guys
I've been
who
doing
are,
this shit since the 80s.
yeah, you've been doing it longer than
I've
me.
seen all that.
You done heard it all,
Seen the cycles.
Been through it all. You know, it's just discouraging for, let's say, the future dogmen. Me looking at the future dogmen, like some of you guys who are trying to get your program on that level, and you know, the discouragement of us dogmen who have what you guys are envisioning and want, and how we're in that space where it's like, you know what, I'm not gonna sell y'all shit. You know, like I heard that in like that podcast. I heard that in those 2 breeders, Tony and the other guy who breed Staffordshires. I heard that in a dialogue, that at the end of the day is like, I ain't gotta sell y'all shit. And that's how, you know, that's how we think. I'll keep it all to myself. And then what happens is the dog gang goes downhill, because the ones who's really, you know, raising the bar for these dogs ain't really doing that. Now, not every breeder is dealing with that type because, like you was mentioning, CDC, is that some people got their network, and salute to those who have their network. But at the same time, you can only go so far with your network.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. That's like the NFL players. I mean, they know a few people. They get some dogs, and then they sell to their buddies. But ain't nobody finna buy that $50,000 dog or how much you spent on the parents or whatever. Just it dries up. I'm gonna just keep it short. It dries up at some point.
Yeah, but those NFL players, like for example, Boosie, man. Shout out to Boosie, man. He loved dogs. Man, I see he was showing off his dogs, man. He had a Tibetan Mastiff. That motherfucker
Oh,
looked
he got
like shit.
mad dogs, man. Little
that,
Boosie.
that Tibetan Mastiff looked like shit. I was like, nigga, if you was rich, you should have went to China and got your shit, man. You probably would have got the best one for the jug, but your
Right.
Tibetan Mastiff looked like shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga
He
looked
got
small.
the regular shit.
His shit looks small and shit. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But that's what happens, right? You famous, you got money, you talk to your homeboys and shit. You probably spending with your homeboy. They're selling you some bullshit.
He got the American version.
Yeah. But that's what happens when you famous. You know what I mean? You go off your homeboy who knows somebody and you just buy some
Nigga,
shit.
let me get that dog.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Cool. That's the cool shit. How much you want? 10 grand? I'll take it. Ain't nothing to me. They buying bullshit.
Yep.
Now watch this. Y'all know Bossy, right? Bossy Kennels.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if you follow Kat. If you go follow her personal page, go see. If you follow her personal page, you're gonna see where she's all like the environments that she's in, right? She know all the basketball players, all that, those are the ones who buying her dog. Now watch this. She got cool dogs. I'm not knocking her, but you think they really just buying her dogs just because of her dogs, or are they buying it because of her?
They want her, yo. Yeah, she the eye candy.
There you go.
Man,
So when you see her program, right, and you like, ooh, I want to do dogs like her. You ain't fucking Cat. You ain't walking around a pretty ass Barbie doll white girl that all the niggas want to put their dick in. They got money, okay? You not her. So she won't get all the money from all them simp ass niggas who's buying her fucking floor seats to the game, who doing all the shit. What? She got cool looking dogs, but you can have cool looking dogs too, but you ain't not gonna get her clientele.
Well, I seen a lady on Instagram. She breeds Cane Corso. She got a fat old ass too, and everybody be in her comments.
Man, y'all cutting up tonight, boy.
No, I'm just saying, and like everybody be under her comments, like, I need a puppy, like I need a puppy, like, and it's really just because they see her booty short, she walking around, you know what I'm saying, a certain way. Like what he's saying is true, it's facts. I seen it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I have seen that. As a Corso breeder, I've seen like that.
Yeah.
But that's real shit. That's something that you as a dog man coming in the game, let's say you bought a dog from Bossy and you spent that top tier dollar and you cooking them up, right? And let's say you go in there and you asking for half price and you wonder why you can't even get it. But you got Bossy dogs that you pay, $15,000 for this one and $20,000 for the other one. And you can't even get $10,000 for the shit. You can't even get $5,000 for the shit. You like, damn, what the fuck? I got the well, that's why, because you're not, like I said, you're not that pretty Barbie doll walking around.
Right.
I'm wondering why I'm always getting videos in my chat, but I ain't never got that one yet.
Which one?
This chick you're talking about, I don't even know who you're talking about.
Oh, well, we're going to have to go ahead and slide you her DM so you can see how much of a Barbie doll she is and how she's on top of the game, and she's been on top of the game for a long time. And she
Oh,
got
yeah.
nice looking bullies now. I'm not gonna her program with her partners, like she partnered up. I think her and her ex was started that shit. They not together no more. I mean, obvious, right? You could probably understand why, right?
Yeah, I knew
But
that was in there somewhere.
yeah, you can understand why, right? You know, I mean, shit,
Somebody's doing the work.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, she became the face, and when them rich niggas start knocking at your door, you know what I mean? Your boyfriend ain't shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I'm getting these NFL niggas want to throw me some money. Fuck you.
She
And
probably was at the Diddy party before the end. You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, like I said, I'm not knocking her. That's, Kat, if you do hear this, I'm not knocking you. You know what I'm saying? I salute the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate the player. I can't even hate the game. So, however you operating, sweetheart, do you. However, I'm just telling my dog man and dog woman the truth. That's all I'm telling them is like,
Nah,
you
you're
know,
just
if
telling the
you got a
truth.
pretty
Yeah.
ass and titties, you got
No
all
hate.
that shit. That's gonna sell the dogs more than the dogs. Okay, that's gonna sell
No,
them dogs
Yep.
more than the dogs.
because the Connie
That needs
Corso
to come
lady,
with
man,
the
she line dancing shit. Like she be line dancing, like so. Like she'll turn around, spin, woo, and then you'll see it, and it's like you like, oh, that's what type of shit going on. But
You gotta send me that one. I gotta see that one. I ain't seen her do her thing.
You ain't see that? All right, I got you. I'm gonna send it to you. But like, you know what I mean? Like that's what's going on though. But like, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's like a lot of bossy dolls is really like Camelot dolls, for real. So like it's like at the end of the day, it's like, it those are dolls that you can get. You know what I'm saying? But it's really just because of who it's come from, what she look like. You know what I'm saying? How she carrying it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's that, like, because if it was just you selling those dogs, I don't know.
They would.
I don't
They
think so.
might sell 10% of what she sells.
Right.
And that's really what it is. And that's why a lot of dog men and dog women who really are serious about their program, they get fucking shit. They get dogs that don't do what they bought, don't produce what they bought, because they're buying hype, they're buying the craze, they're buying sex versus versus the dog. And then, wondering why. It's kind of like how, I bought my boy Prophet, who whose grandmother was one of Bossy's famous females. Her name was y'all know exactly, Victoria's Secret. Y'all know who she is? I don't know if y'all, her name is Victoria's Secret. That was her most famous dog that she ever had, minus this dog Jumanji. Okay, that was my boy Prophet's grandmother. And so Prophet, big boy Prophet, rest in peace. He has top tier pedigree. Now, I only bred him one time, and I got a semen on ice. But he didn't live for a very long time. But I paid a lot of money for him. He's a big dog, but he didn't live for a very long time. So for me, was that really worth it for my program? Possibly, if I can cook up a better version of him in the future. But I done scrapped my bully program. But I paid all that money for a dog that didn't live a long time. All because he had the pedigree that I thought he was going to produce for me. And people bought his semen based off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they bought his semen based off of that shit. Oh, man, that's Victoria's Secret. Oh, that's that Bossy, all that shit. Oh, yeah, they bought that shit. But for me as a dog man, I mean, it wasn't worth what I paid for. Be honest.
Basically,
But I'm just letting you guys know. What do you say, Reddy?
No, I said basically off of a name brand, basically, like
Yeah.
clothing.
Well, another breeding tactic is to breed hybrids that can't be reproduced.
Explain that, okay, man.
Like, okay, these dogs are a good example, but okay, let's go back to the chicken guy. He's got a famous line of chickens. Well, he's got several, but he's got this famous line of chickens, right? And you want to get some chickens from him to put in a show. Well, what he's going to do is he's going to take his 2 inbred lines and he's going to make you a top performing hybrid. But another thing he's going to do is he's only going to sell you roosters, but it's kind of hard to do with. Some people do that with dogs. In fact, I do that a lot. I don't like to let go of females unless they're going to a good breeder. But anyway, you can't reproduce those chickens. I mean, you can develop with the breeding process, you can develop a line off of them. But when you breed those chickens, you're not going to duplicate them or their parents.
Damn.
Only in a small percentage. So you got to sort through that percentage, breed them, sort through their percentage of babies, which will be a higher percentage, breed those, sort through them, find the, keep going.
That sounds like
So you got your forest.
But see, with chickens,
Yeah,
like you were saying,
and when you're a breeder, now check this out, you're a breeder who did all this. Do you want to just sell your dog to somebody that can just take it home and duplicate it and not even have any skills or any care about the dogs and be able to get 15 grand a pup, just like you, get right in the game with no credibility? I think it's kind of designed that way.
but you
And
said
only
already
for the love of the dog. What's
okay,
that?
man, you mentioned before that doing bird fowl is different than doing dogs. So, they do a lot of heavy breeding and stuff like that, which they can compound their genetics versus dogs. That's not conducive to a good genetic line.
It is the same thing. It's kind of what you were. Yeah, it's the same thing in the respect that I'm talking about. Where if you take that pit bull and breed it to that Kangal, you're going to make a super dog. But no matter what you breed those pups to, you're not going to create that litter of pups that you just made in that F1.
Correct. You're right.
The best thing you can hope for is to inbreed them and take the 25% of good ones out of the litter and breed those. Or have ideally
or just keep that F1 formula like I plan to do, like
right.
Like what I was saying is like keep AK
exactly
semen on that and just always run them to a fucking top tier Kangal and keep that F1 vigor going and sell puppies like that.
That's exactly what he does, and he breeds power over speed.
That makes sense. Yeah, and that's how I envision
He's got a red line and a gray line of birds that he mixes together, and he wins like 85% of shows that he goes to and all over the country, and he sells his birds all over. The ones that he'll get rid of.
No, that's awesome.
Yes, yeah,
that's awesome. And that's how I plan to do with, let's say with Formula One and the franchise, the brand is like, create these dogs, create my F1s. Like I'll be the factory of the F1s, the F2s, and then give my dealers, my Formula One dealers, those fucking F1s, let them go ahead and fucking flex, push their little narrative with those, cook those up, you know what I mean? And of course, do what they got to do. But of course, when they wanted to come back to the well and get the next level F1 that got them winning, then they got to come back to the coach, because I'm the only one with the F1 formula, which is, whichever one is that male, because we can only keep the male alive with his semen, right? The females, they like we talk about, we ain't figured out how to get them eggs yet.
Right.
But if we got that male,
they know how to do it. I bet you can get somebody to do it for you if you want to pay them. You can flush all her eggs. Every female's born with all the eggs she'll ever produce. You can flush them right out of her. You could even have surrogate dogs there to put them in.
I wonder why somebody. Well, I'm sure somebody's done it because there ain't nothing new under the sun.
They
but
do it
don't
with
talk
beef
about it.
cattle all the time. When you got top tier genetics that you want to reproduce, you don't wait years to breed that beef cow over and over and over to produce these calves. They flush her eggs and breed her all at once and put them embryos in utility cows, and they carry the fetus and nurse the calf, and all her babies are born in 1 year.
Wow.
Dang. That's
Wow.
right there. That's max. Dang.
But again, the beef industry is a multi-fucking billion-dollar industry, so that ain't shit for them to do that.
Yeah, but you never know. Talk to somebody at a college or university. There's a lot happening. I mean, they're cloning pets in Japan, and talk to somebody like Lee Robinson that's connected to a university. There's people making glow-in-the-dark animals.
Y'all seen
with
that?
taking the protein out. Yeah, taking the protein out of the jellyfish and doing CRISPR technology to DNA, whatever you want, make glow in the dark. Bioluminescence is all it is a protein.
Yeah. Hopefully in the future, man, I'll be able to take advantage of that. Because I would love to, have some of my top tier bitches' eggs just on ice, so I can always, you know what I mean? I can always go back to their well too. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fire.
Yep.
Man, I'm y'all see. I think y'all see. I'm working with Joseph. Joseph Thomas MX Bullies. I'm really like working with him. I'm trying to like kind of change the tide of like the bullies. Like the unhealthiness and the non-capabilities and just the overall bad dogs.
Yeah, yeah, sir. I'll
I'm
back
really
you up on that. I'm about to get in that game.
You about to get into the performance bullies, or just changing the
Yeah, I
tide of
think
performance?
the world's screaming for it.
Okay, yeah, that's fire, man.
The coach done scrapped this bully program because I just, this is just my opinion. I mean, I'm never going to deter anybody from doing anything, but this is my opinion. So I came in creating performance bullies, wanting to do that. But the reality of it is, at least now, is that because the bully is foundation, true foundation, as far as what they're pushing for the money, is all those extreme features, looks. The majority of the people who are going to spend money on those type of performance bullies are not going to pay for what you guys are going to want for them in the future. As far as like, okay, yeah, if you're trying to compete with the market of what the bully is going for, they're going to pay for those extreme ones, and you're probably going to get maybe $1,500 to maybe $2,000 for a performance bully. Like, it's just not. If you're trying to make money on it, it's not going to be conducive to your your bottom line. Excuse me, your bottom line. But if you
You
want to
should know me
do it,
better than that by now.
well, I understand where you coming from. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of people who wants to do it, but they want to make money off it too. And that if it has bully tied to it and its performance, it's not going to make no money. That's just what it is, because they're buying extreme dogs. The extreme bullies make the money. Hey, remember what you showed me, Young Ready, with the Viet Shark or whatever the fuck that shit is?
Yeah.
You remember, Ready? You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay. Them dogs, they want them fucking extreme. And like I said, I ain't hating on nobody, man. It is what it is, but they want them extreme, heavy looking, unhealthy dogs. They'll pay you 5, 6, 8, maybe 10,000 for those. But you put a performance type bully like what you talking about, Ja, what I had envisioned for, you know what I mean? What I was gonna do, them motherfuckers ain't gonna pay, hey man, hey, I need 3,000 for those. Oh man, can I get it for 1,000? Nigga, what?
Yeah.
So just be aware of that. I'm not saying don't push that agenda. Do it. Y'all do what y'all do. But if you try to make money on it, don't hold your breath, man. You ain't gonna make no money on no performance bullies.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
get
the
what
market.
you're saying.
Yeah, it's not the market. For a bully, they're not looking for that when it comes to bullies.
Right.
If you're talking bullies,
the hell.
if you want to make your own, Right. If you want to make your own using bullies and calling it something else without bully involved or bully something else, not American Bully Performance or Performance American Bully, but if you want to say it's this type but a bully type, yeah, maybe you'll be able to create a wave. But if you're trying to piggyback off the bullies, like, nah, they scrapped that when Juan Gotti and them and Remy and all them was fucking fired up. They scrapped that shit a long time ago. They ain't going backwards. That was early 2000s, 1998 shit.
Hey.
It's done.
I mean, think about it. That's what those was back in the day, was performance bullies.
Yeah, because just the foundation. Yeah, you're right.
Pit bulls on steroids. That's what it was back in the day.
Yeah.
It has no choice but to cycle back. I think they're breeding themselves right out of existence.
Man, they'll trash that whole breed before they do that shit, man. They look at the fucking exotics. Come on, man.
Yeah,
smaller.
That's what I'm saying with what they're doing. Yeah, with what they're doing with the health of these dogs and what the economy's doing, I think those type dogs are gonna come to a halt. Like, there's gonna be no market for them. When there's no money, those people are gonna quit doing that.
Yeah,
you know, nobody's gonna want them dogs that are dying when they're 4 years old.
I think the bully market is going to die off, period. That's just my opinion. The bully market is going to die off, period.
English bulldog's still alive and well.
They don't want the bullies now.
Yeah,
well, they're not getting
half
for damn sure.
half.
I'm talking about changing the face of the bully.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
I'm kind of leaning towards just showing that there is bullies that's capable of working and still being a companion, but they have the capability, they have the drive, and they could do it, instead of just these dogs that are dying and not thriving, or being or possibly doing some type of physical or mental stimulation or work.
It's just the market is not going to pay you for it. That's what I'm saying. You gotta when you look at business, you got to understand the market that you're playing in. So think about us, and we're talking performance dogs and stuff like that, right? So we're trying to make performance dogs great again, if we want to call it that, which as far as like, okay, people will pay for performance dogs. Like back in the day when people were competing with certain type dogs, they would pay because they're using those dogs to compete. Now, with the bullies, people were paying because they were competing in these shows, showing these bullies to be bully. That's why they're paying. Think about why these individuals pay all this money for those exotics, because they go to them damn rumble in the jungles, they do all, and they show these dogs. So that is why they're willing to pay. But if you're trying to make a bully to make it for yourself, yes, do that. But if you try to sell them, bro, they're not gonna. It's just reality. Like, you're not gonna. It's a market that's already established, and you're not gonna make the money, because then at the same time, it's like, okay, well, shit. You're gonna produce me a standard? I don't want that shit. That shit ain't bully enough. You know what I mean? That's what they're gonna say. That's what they're gonna tell you. It's not bully enough, because you can't be that bully and be a performance dog. It don't work. They don't match. It's like you trying to be a sprinter, but you're a bodybuilder. That shit ain't gonna work. If you trying to come at it from a business selling puppies, if you want to do that for your own program, for your own, yeah, do that. But if you think motherfuckers gonna spend money on that shit, man, good luck.
Yeah, I ain't looking for none of that gimmick money. I'm just looking for working man's money.
Right.
Send a dog to do a job.
But see, you have
protect
that
your shit, or go kill some hogs or something for you.
You have that market already, K-Man. There's a thing. You have the market already. You have your lane. But let's say, like you were saying, Big John, hey, I want to kind of push this, this and see how that comes back and see if it, yeah, it sounds good, but the market ain't going to pay you that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to pay. That's a fact.
And I'm not even really looking at, as far as a business standpoint, I'm gonna keep referencing Joe, just because he's kind of a a person that's doing this and he's not looking to get rich off of it, but he's producing these type of dogs that can do it. That's kind of what I'm saying, where I'm gonna keep bringing these guys that I know have these dogs that are capable of working and do work, and just kind of talk to them, pick their brain, and kind of display what they've created and how it functions.
No,
Yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah, you got a different, as a content creator, you got a different way to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I will encourage you to do that. Also, I will encourage any dogmen who want to cook up dogs like that. I'm encouraging you that way. I'm just coming at it from, if you trying to produce it to where, okay, I like it, the dogs, but I want to make a couple of dollars off them too. Don't do it. You're wasting your time, because that well is already ran dry.
Yeah,
That
I
shit
hear
is
you. I hear
done.
you though, for sure, on that.
Them boys in the UK that was over there cheating and shit, and it was crazy. It was throwing them massives in there and had them damn killer damn fucking XLs. That's just a wrap.
Nerve issues and etc. Yeah.
I mean, they try to make them bigger and bigger. Then you start adding them bigger dogs, but they not them. Them they them type of dogs like mastiffs. Then what you expect?
They gonna try you. They gonna try and dominate you.
Or be dead at 3-4 years old.
Yeah. It's just a lot that comes with mixing a different dog into something and trying to keep it to what you. I mean, I think the problem is a lot of people say they go, okay, I'm going to add this breed, but then they don't understand. They just looking at what they want from the dog and not what all the dog is going to give them.
Yeah, the temperament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that dog's
It's the
already
What piggyback
screwed.
those trees.
It's a temperament. Like I can
dog's
see
already
in my
screwed.
Formula One band dogs, right? I can see already in my Formula One band dogs, especially my boy Spartan. I can see that temperament of, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm the type of owner that I am, I'm the type of alpha leader parent that I am to my type of dogs, so I can see him being a problem to the point where if he don't like something, I can see him biting and biting indiscriminately. I can see that in his temperament. But he's heavy on the mastiff side. And everything else that's
a protection dog there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I bred him to do. He's a man stopper. But at the same time, if you throw that dog into one of your fucking bullies because you wanted to be taller or whatever else you might want it to be, then guess what? If you're not aware of that temperament and you can't handle it, then guess what? If that dog wants to act up, or that dog wants to not be checked, and it bites somebody, and not only bites them, but tries to destroy them, then there's the problem.
Yep.
And it's a pit bull.
Liability.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they call them. It's a pit bull for sure. It's a pit bull that did that. No, it's a mastiff cross. So there's definitely a lot to it, man. But I just wanted to cook up tonight on this, this social media famous as a dog man. It could be a gift and a curse, you guys. Don't fall victim to it either way. Stick to your guns as far as like what you plan to do when you're on social media. It's going to take a lot longer than you expect to garner enough supporters to make your program flow the way you want to flow. Remember, we told you about how long it's going to take for your program to be at a level. We said about 10 years. Well, in order for you to really have a foothold in the game where your supporters balance out your fans, it's going to take you probably 6 years to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Where it makes sense, where you got your litters, you got your supporters, they got their money, they're going to pay deposits, you cook them up, it makes sense. Maybe 2-3 litters max a year. Make your bread, count your blessings, keep moving. But thinking you're going to have 10 litters, 5 litters, you're gonna make all this money. Don't
Nah.
hold your breath, man. You might not wake up if you hold your breath. Matter of fact, you might wake up in heaven or hell if you hold your breath.
Overwhelmed.
It's not a reality in this dog game.
Not
It
fair.
sounds good when they tell you that they doing that shit, but it's a lie.
Yep.
And if they are on that level, then we're gonna salute them and say, you know what, you're one of few that are, and we're gonna salute you for it if that's who you are. And I'm not, matter of fact, I'll be envious if that's who you are. If you're selling, you got 10 litters a year and you sell them all out, pre-sale, pre-sold, man, wow. But that's not the reality of this dog game. It's really not. So be aware of that. Come in this game, focus, but at the same time, don't let the likes fool you. Okay? Don't let the comments fool you. Okay? Respect the deposits and the money. All the likes just say, hey, you know what I mean? Appreciate it. But let that shit roll off your back. Don't fall in love with that, because you be, man, oh man, you'll be in for a rude awakening.
When do you ever get to a point where you don't need keepers anymore?
You always gonna need keepers.
See, so yeah,
You always gonna need keep, because why are you cooking then? You know what I'm saying? If you ain't cooking to cook, this is me talking now already, so I'm just answering your question.
I know.
So if you have a program and your goal is to make better dogs, every time you cook should be a better dog. And based off of that, unless you already have the formula, then you should keep something.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, for example, I was thinking about keeping me a bitch off this litter, right? But in reality, I already got the formula. I got Junior. All I needed was a piece of Red Tiger.
Yeah.
And not only that, I got Tigers still too. So I have Tiger's DNA and I still got a piece of Red Tiger. But to me, I have a better version of Red Tiger because I got Red Tiger mixed into my band dog recipe. So I got more genetic variants. And y'all know how much I love that genetic variance.
Variant, yeah.
So for me, it's like, okay, yeah, I can keep that. That's 2 pieces of Red Tiger. Yeah, I can do whatever I need to do with it. But in reality, I still got Tigress. So
yeah,
I don't necessarily need to keep anything. I could, but I don't necessarily need to.
All right. So what about the Snow White project? Are you gonna, if you do that, are you keeping the whole litter, or you just sell them?
I'm selling them because and the reason why I'm selling them is because I got the formula. Only time I will actually probably keep it is when, let's say, the last litter I do is Snow White, let's say with AK or whoever I'm doing it with, then I'll keep me a piece because I know Snow White's going to be retired. So I probably need to keep me a male off of that, to be honest with you. So I can keep Snow White's genes still in my program for me.
Right.
And I will only do that for Snow White because I'm going to always have AK semen, because remember I told you I'm going to try to collect as much straws off of AK as I can.
Yes.
So I can always cook with the chopper as long as I got his semen. And to keep that line alive, them F1s, all I got to do is take AK to a similar type Kangol or a similar type Malinois, but it's always AK in that bitch.
Damn. I had another.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Now you can finish.
No, go ahead.
Now I had another kind of question with that. All right. So when you said AK himself, he could throw like unlimited variations off of himself, right?
Yeah, he throws exactly a lot of variants of himself. Correct.
Yeah. So when he has kids, do they get that too? That unlimited variations?
The only way that they can get that is if, like, for example, we got Black Hawk, right?
Yeah.
Black Hawk is an amazing looking dog, and he's an amazing performing dog too. Now, that doesn't mean that he's going to produce a variant of himself.
Right.
Now, if Black Hawk, because we're going to breed Black Hawk based off of what we see, if Black Hawk produces a variant of himself or variances of himself based off of who I'm going to breed him to, which I'm going to take him, well, you probably don't know that, but I'm going to take him to Snow White, and I'm going to take him to Coco, my Kangal. So he's going to get his shot, right? So if he produces a variant of himself in these breedings, then for me, he's valuable enough for me to make a line off of him. And so I'm going to continue him like his daddy. So if I was to produce that last litter with Snow White and I kept a male, maybe I kept 2 males, right?
Right.
And I gave them opportunity to show me if they can produce a variant of themselves, being a producer better than themselves. They can show me that, then I will carry them on. I will carry their line. They will be able to have their own line as, let's say, a bull herder. Because I kept them, and of course, I'm only keeping them in my program because of Snow White.
Right.
Because I like the vigor of Go ahead, K-Man.
Because of the question he asked is why I was going to tell you I would recommend keeping a diversity of pups out of those dogs that you're trying to make a line out of. When you have a dog, especially a dog that's multiple breeds, when they breed, they don't give their genes to all their pups. They give a piece of their genes to each pup, and each pup doesn't get the same genes. And in a simple version, the males get a different gene than the female pups. The female pups get the X chromosome from mom and the X chromosome from dad, which he got that from his mom. So your pups are that, which it's a little more complicated because there's a little bit of the other dogs blended in because of meiosis. But anyway, you're given the genes from your stud's mom, and your female's mom and grandma on the dad's side is what's making those female pups. When the male pup gets a Y chromosome from dad and only one of the X chromosomes from mom. So you really don't have the same thing. And you don't have the same in each male and each female either, but that's a more extreme example.
Damn.
Right.
You're only passing on a piece of that dog.
What you're saying, K-Man, you're talking about making a line of dogs. What I'm doing, or what my plan is I'm doing, for example, I'm going to be making the F1s, possibly F2s. Whoever wants to, let's say, carry on those lines or whatever, then that's on them if they want to do that. I want to,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's who I'm talking to, right?
Yeah. So my value for what I'm doing,
you're doing like phenotypical breeding.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm creating.
Well, I'm basically.
So basically, what I'm doing is, if you want, let's say, if you want that direct AK vigor that AK does, because he proves it when I put him in a bitch, he proves it, and you want that, I want to be able to produce those. So then, if I collect as much straws as I can, and let's say I do keep, like I was just giving an example, let's say I want to keep a piece of my Kangal bitch Snow White, and that's the last breeding I'm gonna do with her because I done bred her, sold all her puppies. I want a piece of her. I'll keep a piece, develop that. Now I'll have that bull herder or whatever on my own play, but that's a piece of, let's say, his mother, which is Snow White. Then I'll go ahead and cook that up and make a line off of that. But mainly what I'm going to produce is the source of those bull herders, which is AK's offspring, or like we were saying, Black Hawk's offspring. That's what I want to be able to produce, because if I control that, even if I sell the dog to you, Caveman, I sell it to you, Young Lady, I sell it to whoever, the offspring, Yeah, y'all can do what y'all do and make a superior program. But guess what?
Right.
Y'all gotta come back. Y'all gotta come back to me for the root, though.
Right.
The shit that made your program superior, you want to come back to that fucking raw, that, you know what I mean, that mother plant. You know what I'm saying? You already feel me on this one. Okay, man, that mother plant, you want to come back to that mother plant, you know what I'm saying, and get that mother, you know what I'm saying, before you clone her on out. You know what I'm saying? You done cloned her out already. You done have the offspring. You want to come back to it, and I got the sauce. Then you guess what? You're gonna fuck, you know, you gotta come back to the culture. So that's how I see it. But I still live by that because I've done that multiple times. Like what you were saying, K man, keeping whole litters, breeding every one of them in the litter because they all are different. I do that too. You know what I'm saying? But for what I want with my producers, though, like an AK, you know, I want him to keep producing himself, but the variant, I need that vigor every time because that's going to be potent. Especially if you can buy one from me ready, that's a son or daughter that's producing the same.
Right.
So I'm not necessarily trying to make a line like that.
Right.
Like I was telling you, I'm making a line formula. I'm not necessarily making a line that's just purely, you know, cousins line, you know, like a line breeding formula. Like I'm making a formula where I can take it out from somewhere else, but I'm matching it genetically versus, you know, by characteristics and what I want to see in the vigor. Or I can do it inbreeding because I want to compound something that I really like, that I want to make sure that it doesn't get washed out with the outcross that I'm going to do. Or I'm going to do a line, you know, like my shit is more of a formula base versus like a line of dogs, family of dogs type base, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a specialty breeding right here.
It's just a formula. I actually have a formula, my own formula. It's not like a set, like you just do it this way and get it. Like, nah, I got a formula of genetic characteristics and parts that I want to experiment with to make my dogs what it is. So like I was mentioning, if I have a superior producer and I have him, I'm going to keep using him, but I'm going to use my crosses to get the vigor, and then to tighten it up, I'm going to inbreed them to tighten it up. Or if I have, like I mentioned, a Black Hawk or whoever else that is a producer too, then I'll use him too.
Right.
But I'll make a whole different line off of Black Hawk. I'm not going to dilute Black Hawk by taking AK to one of Black Hawk's daughter. He already got AK in him.
You send them, yeah.
I don't need to do that. I'd rather take something different in Black Hawk because now Black Hawk showed himself like his daddy to be a producer. So I want to make Black Hawk better. I don't need to go back to his daddy. It's already there for me.
Thanks.
So, you know, I see it like a formula.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. I see that a formula. I'm trying different genetic pieces. If I need to tighten up, there's a reason why I'm tightening up, but I really want the vigor. So if I can find something in my lab, because I got so many variations of dogs, so many types of dogs, if I can find something in my lab that I can throw in there, I'll throw it in there. You know what I'm saying? So I've made sure that I have enough different types of dogs, different family of dogs that I can cook in my own yard if I need to. Now, if I find something, let's say from you, Caveman, or you Ready, or whoever else, that's dope, that's matching my formula, that I want that vigor from, I'm fucking chopping with you.
Right.
You know,
I got a couple of those.
I know you got a few of those. I'm sure.
Yeah, I got some shit to go. I got some shit to go with that Kango line, and I got some shit to go with your band dog line.
Hey, Caveman, make sure you I don't know if you got a dog page, man, but you need to start putting your dogs on there and doing some show and tell. You know what I'm saying? You got to do the dog page, man, so we can see that shit.
Word.
Yeah, it's not that easy out here in the cave, especially in this weather. Yeah.
No, when the weather.
I'm being patient. I get what you're saying. I agree. I'm being patient, waiting for the right time for that.
Yeah, just when the weather's
coming.
Nice, you know what I'm saying? When the weather's nice, you get some good photos and shit like that.
Maybe even tomorrow.
Show that.
Yeah, I've got nice space out here to run the dogs through the woods and shit and show them.
Man, I
But
mean, you got
it's
to do
just
that.
me here too, doing all this, and dogs don't hold still, and I have a cell phone for a camera, no help. So
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, well,
it's not. Yeah, this ain't Hollywood. It ain't Hollywood. This is real world raw shit here.
I'll give you some advice. You got to take about 100 pictures to get about 2 or 3 of them, man. So, that's
Yeah, I know.
The only way I get those amazing shots is because I done took about 100 fucking pictures to get them, to get those 1 or 2 shots that that y'all see. So that's just my advice. And you can use your iPhone, because I use my iPhone. So you can use your iPhone and all that stuff. But yeah, you definitely got to do us a favor, man, whenever you can. Get your page up and start showing them beautiful dogs you got, brother.
Yeah, another thing is mine are working dogs, so I like to show them, with livestock, and I don't have any this winter. Not until the grass is growing and shit. And the other dogs, I'm waiting on the weather to get them out and show them catching.
Yeah, you got to be very cautious about that too, because they'll flag you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know all about that. Yeah, I've heard the dog pound used to call me. They get sick of people calling on me. He's like, look, I didn't see nothing wrong with it, but would you take that picture down? I'm like, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been through all that shit. Yeah. I know. But I mean, I know how to sell dogs too, not market dogs, but being 100% legit is one of my downfalls. And I don't sell pets, and I don't breed dogs for looks. I mean, I kind of do, an athlete's got a good look to him. You know what I mean? A supreme athlete looks like an athlete.
Right.
But that just comes with the territory. But,
one thing about
I don't follow trends. That's why I don't even know about this chick you're talking about. I don't follow trends. The same with the plants. I don't follow trends. I got a hold of some good genetics a long time ago, and I've been breeding my own seeds ever since. I ain't followed I don't have no Girl Scout cookies or no runts or wedding cake or none of that shit here. I probably some genetics they use to make it, but I've never been that way. In fact, I'm always doing the shit like making my own dog breeds and making my own seeds when everyone else is saying, why would you do that? Why would you want to, you know what I mean? I don't want no male plants around my crop. Well, it's because you don't know what you're doing.
Facts.
Well, that's why we the pioneer dog men and dog women, and just pioneer thoughts and thinking, because we're doing our own thing. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that we got going on 2K, man, is that we're a collective, so we can feed off each other and add more dimensions to what we are all doing as individuals. So hopefully we can all help each other get our exposure and open our markets up. That's what collective is.
Yeah,
that's why.
Right. Yeah,
you got some.
I'd much rather Pat.
Yeah,
I'd much rather place my dogs with breeders, working towards the future than money, especially the pet owners that's gonna put them in the pound eventually.
Yeah, the pet owners don't want our dogs. We need the working dog men to want our dogs, but they do want our dogs, but the working dog men gotta pay for them shits too. Ha! You gotta pay for them, man, because if the coach had to pay for them, then shit. If you gotta pay for, I mean, damn, watch this, okay, man. With your genetics and your seeds, you might have a classic seed or whatever that motherfuckers lost because they was on to this new shit, hybrid shit. And guess what? You preserved it, and now you can get top dollar for it. And that's the same thing with these dogs, man.
Yep.
Imagine if
guaranteed not to harm.
Right, all that shit. Hey, watch this. Imagine like with the game dog. Imagine if whoever was like a super, super duper producer that's old and dead. Imagine if they had a fucking freezer full of straws, how much they would get off that dog. It's kind of like what Tom Gardner is doing with his shit. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you that boy got freezers of straws lined up because he know in the future he's gonna be able to get 20,000 a straw one of these days.
Yeah.
And that's how valuable genetics are that can produce.
Yeah.
So, take what we saying, chat, everybody who's listening, pay attention in class. You got a wealth of knowledge on this panel. You got a wealth of knowledge in the chat. We're actually doing these things that we are talking about. So, if you're new to this dog environment, pay attention, take notes. If you want to make your own dogs, pay attention, take notes. You know what I mean? You want to do it as a business, pay attention, take notes. If you want to build your social media presence, don't fall victim to all the likes. Don't fall victim to all the followers and think that you made it. Because in reality, it's just social media. It's fluff. Okay? It's fluff. It's only real when they spending money with you. All right? Just understand that. Other than that, it's fluff. But anybody else got anything to say about this topic before we close out time?
No, sir.
Man. Hey, man, I
Yeah,
love y'all.
I think we beat this one down. I think we took this one all the way to the top.
I mean, that's what we're supposed to do. I mean, it's real, and I just don't want you guys to be not y'all, because y'all know better, but some guys that might listen to this and think they got a little wave and shit, man. Don't be fooled, man. You know what I mean? That's social media, man. You know what I mean? It's the internet. It's just all hype. Shit ain't real. It's the internet.
Facts.
Don't get fooled by the internet now. You know what I mean? Focus on your program. Focus on your dogs. All that other shit is fluff, man. But yeah, we can close out, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all for showing up in the classroom, your feedback, and all that good stuff. And man, until next Thursday, man, we'll cook again.
Sir.
Coach.
All right, coach. All right, fellas.
Love y'all.
Love,
Good
bless.
night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.